All right, people. Tuning in to episode 26 of the Centre Circle. Before we do the introductions, just want to say thank you for all the likes, comments, and subscriptions. If you could keep that going, we'd be much appreciative of that.
Yes, please.
So, in the studio today, you've got myself hosting, Keith. Next to me on my left, you've got
Big T back.
Bow, bow, bow.
our international correspondent.
That's a big T, you know.
Has
Mr.
returned to your
International.
international findings.
Marky Mark.
Proof, anything?
Not yet. No, sorry.
Okay.
No tier 1 sources.
Okay.
I did it over his thing, but Marky Mark. Go on.
That's in the building.
And Isaac.
Nice. Welcome, lads. So, international break time. We know everyone finds this 2-week period a bit tedious and whatnot. But I think we got a few things to go through. So, we're going to start with England. They played Ukraine on Saturday in the European Championship qualifier. Score was 1-1. We're not going to talk about the squad because the squad announcement happened maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago now.
We're not going to talk about it. We don't want to.
No.
We touched on it
I
last
think
week.
that's kind of been done in it.
Yeah,
like,
we discussed it. Yeah, we discussed it.
We've discussed the omissions.
What
et
starting
cetera.
lineup, yeah?
I think we need to go. Yeah, we need to go to the lineup. So for those that haven't seen it, I'm just going to read it out. So Pickford in goal, Walker right
We'll
back.
have a conversation about Pickford.
Bro,
We got time for that. We got time for that. Pickford in goal, Walker, Maguire, Gay, Chilwell, Henderson, Rice, Bellingham, Saka, Kane, and Maddison.
What's the maddest part about that squad
Or
for
the
you?
What, the 11?
the 11.
Yeah, of that starting lineup. What's the thing that sticks out the most?
So the elephant in the room is Maguire.
I don't even think
I
that's
don't
the
think- I
man.
don't even have to
Maguire.
say
We know
Maguire.
Maguire.
I don't think
I'd say Maguire and
Maguire's
and
expected
Henderson.
now, bro.
Yeah.
Maguire's
What
expected.
do the rest of you say?
I don't think that's the maddest. Maguire, you
expected.
just,
Yeah.
he's there. That's it.
I can't lie, for me it was Gay.
Gay starting,
Me it was Gay.
and maybe Maddison.
All right, on the wing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Maddison, because I thought Rashford didn't start. But centre back, we're short. We're not really strong in the centre back position. So,
But you
Who
got to
would
bear
you
in mind, Stones was injured.
yeah, Stones is injured. He's the obviously the class
Yeah.
centre back that we've got.
And
But
Tomori was
after
back in the
Stones,
squad.
it's kind of like you got to pick one really out of what's left. There's no outstanding one after
Is it
Stones.
really crazy to go with Fikayo Tomori and Mark Gahey at centre back?
No.
With Stones,
With
injured,
Stones injured, you mean?
I'd say no.
Well, we've
You wouldn't do it, or it's
No,
not crazy.
No, if Stones is injured, I would say they're your go-to centre back pairing.
Considering
Really?
Maguire's not really played much.
Well, he's played more for England now this season than he has for Manchester United.
like
I think if
Kanye
Maguire's
says,
in the
we'll
squad,
never
though, he should
know.
play.
Yeah,
I think if he's in the squad, he should play.
We'll
I
never
agree
know.
with that as well.
We'll
personally,
never
I think
know.
If he's in the squad, he should play.
It could be the
Yeah.
perfect. It could be the perfect thing. It could be the perfect partnership.
We'll
but
definitely
we'll
I
never
guess
know.
we'll never
No,
know.
but-
Yeah,
We will never.
exactly.
Unless Maguire gets injured.
Yeah, but I think that's
Well, and obviously Stones
Yeah.
would be the starter straight away.
But he's injured currently. So if Maguire gets injured now, then
probably
he has no
still
choice
play.
but to
So why'd you say Tomori and
probably
Gay?
still play.
They're playing regular pool. Fikayo Tomori, he's a stalwart in the AC Milan lineup. And Mark Gahey's playing week in, week out. For
Question,
Crystal
if
Palace.
I don't
they
watch. Sorry.
So if they played that line, if they played Gay and Tomori against Ukraine and they lost that game,
So what?
so what?
So what? Give them an
I
opportunity.
think given the England team,
It's not like we're struggling and it's a must win.
yeah, I don't think you lose regardless who you play, unless the team has a stinker. I don't think you lose that game. Going back to the Maguire situation, I think even though I said it's a bit of a shock him starting, Maguire's got enough credit in the bank in terms of his England
Yeah, agree.
form.
Yeah, 100%.
No, he doesn't.
No,
I think he does.
Come on,
If he's in the
man.
squad, he should
You
play.
say no, he doesn't.
That's
For me,
not a
if he's in the
shock.
squad,
Yeah.
When he plays for England, it's very rare that he will have a poor game. So that's why I say he's got credit in the bank in terms of when he puts on the England shirt, you don't get the Harry Maguire that you get from.
You can't knock that. That's
Do
facts.
you know?
It's
Do you know
true.
what it is? Yeah, but I still think it's the same thing with England anyway. The qualifiers are the qualifiers, the simple things, and then when you get to the tournament, it's something different. So, but the only other thing is, he's already messed up with Ben White. From what we hear, we don't know the full details, but and by his character, I kind of think Ben White thought, I'm cool, man. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Because there's no point. And like centre back pairings is like a goalkeeper. It's like a Harry Kane up top. You just know
What your established player.
you know. Yeah. So it's like, when am I gonna get a run of games? I'm not getting a run of games.
So why am I wasting my time?
Why am I here?
Yeah.
He's got
What's
his
the point?
established player though. His established player.
No, but
is
that's what he's
Maguire
saying.
and
No, but
Stones.
that's what he's saying. So he's saying
Yeah,
from Ben
but
White's
to take-
perspective.
To take England to the next level, you might need to freshen it up now. Like, forget Maguire. He's not
Maguire's
playing.
He's been in team in the tournaments and stuff like that at
Okay,
Euros
but-
and World Cups.
okay.
Why are you going to throw that by the wayside?
All right,
No,
but
I'm
let's-
throwing it
but-
by the
but-
wayside.
all right.
Because he's not playing for his club.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Number one.
And the thing
But
is,
if he's
like,
never let you down, he's got that credit in
But
the
sure,
bank.
all right. Listen, hold on.
Go.
Just to that point, for your club, if you've missed a run of games, or you were injured, or you know what I mean, you just don't have the minutes in the bank, your manager's not going to throw you in. And the main reason why, unless you're like star player and you bring it, the team need you. Harry Maguire's not that, for example, for Man United. Unless you're that, the manager's going to say, no, he needs match fitness. We need to build him up again. We need to, we'll bring him on for 10 minutes here. We'll bring him on for 20 minutes here. We'll give someone else, we'll put someone else in and we'll build him up. Harry Maguire, they just dash him in no matter what. And it's unfair, to T's point, to players like Ben White and Mark Gahey or Fikayo Tomori or others who are playing week in, week out, 90 minutes, fully match fit, ready to go,
And
want to
performing
go
well.
and play on form,
But
and then they're getting dashed on the bench.
But if
Like, it's
his
not-
performance is good enough for England, why are you going to
perhaps
throw him
he's
out?
not
and
good
say
enough,
so?
but if he's not playing week in, week out
So
for
do
his
you
club,
want Maguire to carry on how he is at Man United and go into the tournament, to the Euros, and
Good
just
point.
play him? Just start
Good
him in
point.
I
every
think
game.
Gareth has decided that. He's the manager. He's decided that. And at the moment,
that's great.
Maguire hasn't let them down. He hasn't-
disgraceful to all
Until
the
he lets
other
them
players
down,
that's
then we can
playing.
say that's wrong. But
That's
at the moment, he
poor,
hasn't let them down.
I
I
agree.
think
with
to the point, it is.
But he was the reason. Did you see what he was doing when they scored?
What was he doing?
He was marking. He had his hands all over Mark Gahey.
Yeah, he does that. But
Come on, man.
to go back to the point about player form for their club and being selected, I think it's going to bite Gareth Southgate a little bit because he's come out and personally said, if you're not consistently playing for your club, then you're not going to get selected for England, whether that's starting 11 or the squad. I think he's had a bit of grace with Maguire up until this season because Maguire's played the odd game here and there for Man United,
That's no grace,
etc.
bro.
And
There's
no, I
grace
think
for that.
he can get away with still picking him because he's played the odd game on that. Now it looks like when Man United have their full complement of central defenders fit, he's fourth, maybe fifth choice.
But it's been like
At
that
the
for the
minute,
last year
and
and
I
a
don't
half, I think.
They even tried to get rid of
I don't
him.
think that's going to carry well into the Euros. I think he might get selected in the squad, but I don't think if he continues not playing as he is for the start of the season, I'm not sure if he'll be a starter.
Southgate's kind of moved the goalpost a bit because didn't you hear what he said about the reason why Maguire and Henderson's in the squad? He said
Yeah.
he's basically basing it on not enough caps. If they're not in the team, the rest of the squad don't have enough caps, which I think is a load of BS. He's just trying to shoehorn
of course. Like
shoehorn Maguire back in the squad.
He's just covering himself. So
Yeah.
going back to your earlier point about Madison and the positions.
That's
that he
how I was
played.
going to say. For me, the maddest part of
That
that
was
lineup was
surprising.
Maddison out on the left.
Didn't I
Considering
say something about Maddison on the wing a couple pods ago?
He did.
What,
And
He
you
did.
lot were laughing at
We
me
were
about
ridiculing
playing Maddison
About Madison on the wing, but he's not a winger.
Yeah, but
So it's the same
he's
thing
not-
we're
Just
going
say-
to. It's the same thing
no,
we're
no.
going to say
No,
right now.
Me and Southgate are on the same level of
You want to
coach.
be
If you want to say that,
I'm not a
if that's what you want to be claiming,
I'm not a coach.
if that's what you want to be claiming,
I ain't got no badges.
okay.
That's it.
all I'm saying all I'm saying is, considering how mad he's been moving for Spurs in the middle, you slap him out wide on the wing
Yeah, so
to
that's the
shoot
point
to
I wanna
put
make.
Hendo in the squad.
He
That is
he
crazy.
seems to have overlooked club form, club positions. For in this case, you're going to take say Bellingham because Bellingham's kind of been playing in a 10 role for
He looked,
Real
he
Madrid
looked absolutely meaty for
and
England.
been
I'm sorry.
excelling. And Maddison out on the left. So it seems like he's just shoehorning players into the first 11 for the sake of it, rather than playing them to their best positions. I think most people wouldn't have played Henderson.
No.
I think most people would have preferred Rice, Bellingham, and Maddison as the middle three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you have
Rashford on the
Rashford
left.
out on the left, Kane up front, Saka out on the right.
Yeah.
Why do you think? Because, like I say, the most general football fan would be like, well, that's everyone played in their best positions. Why has he not done that? You could have Bellingham and Maddison.
That doesn't put
interchanging.
Bellingham in his best position, though, does it?
Pardon?
Doesn't put Bellingham in his best position.
No, but like you said,
What
you
do
could
you
have
think is his best
Bellingham and
position?
Maddison.
I think it's a bit more
interchanging.
advanced. I think
As
it's
a
a bit,
cam.
yeah, I think it's a bit more advanced. I wouldn't put him. I don't know if you can have Bellingham and Maddison in the same team.
I think
I'd
you
say
can't.
that. I'd say
You
that.
can't.
I'd
I
say
think
that they're both
you could
their
have
best
Rice,
position.
Rice is the
As a
DM.
holding.
Yeah.
Bellingham doing your box to box.
Box to box,
Maddison.
Madison, yeah.
doing
Of
what
course you
Maddison
can.
does.
Easily.
So yeah, so
Easily.
the question is, why do you think Southgate has done what he's done?
You said it already.
For
Just
me,
shoehorn Henderson. in.
Yeah,
It's
for
that
me,
simple.
but I also think there's a slight. This is my personal view on
Yeah.
it. I think it's a bit of a proving a point thing, right? There's been this talk about Henderson not being in the squad. He's not playing at a good enough level out in Saudi. Blah blah blah. Why is he in the squad, etc., etc. And I feel like he's just gone. Well, I'm going to show you lot that he's capable of playing, still being able to do a job for England, and he
I'm
started.
not sure it's like cut and dry. Southgate just does what he wants to do, bro. I don't
But
think
I
it's
still
even
think there's an element of proving a point. Look, you lot are saying he's not good enough, or you don't think he should play, all this other stuff with the LGBT stuff, etc., etc., etc. Here, what? Boom! I'm going to dash him in the squad. I'm going to show that he can do a job, as well as Maguire, as well as Maddison out on the wing. I mean, all right, cool. We're not coaches. We're not managing the England squad. We don't see what they're doing in training, but you cannot deny their club form and how well they've been playing in certain positions. You do your best, I feel, to try and, okay, let me see if I can put him there in that position so he can carry that form into the England squad. Why not?
You don't even experiment in friendlies, bro.
This
So
is it. This is it.
pointless.
Friendlies
Like,
come,
never-
it's still the same squad.
It don't make sense.
Eze walks. You still get man like Eze coming off the bench in a friendly. What? Why not? Why are you not giving him an opportunity?
Doesn't make sense.
Well, we'll see tomorrow. They got the friendly tomorrow. I expect to be some changes, some new
playing
faces,
Scotland.
and let's see how it goes. Yeah, Scotland away tomorrow.
And if we go back just to quickly touch on the squad bit, he said that Sterling wasn't picked because the players ahead of him have kind of proven what they've done.
I think
This is
someone
why
said that. I
Triple
think
Threat
someone said that on the pod
Nonsense.
last.
This
I
is
think
why
someone said that on the pod a couple
This
of
is
weeks
exactly why
And then it
Southgate
goes back to your
is
point about Eze. Like if he knows what Eze can do, why not you start him in a friendly? Right? Like why do you have to wait to kind of bring him off the bench if he's keeping someone like Sterling out of the squad? Just trust him, play him. Like yeah. It's any other thoughts on the team, the 11 that was selected? Like Bellingham came off for Rashford in the second half. Gallagher came on for Saka.
Can I ask, what are we expecting from Southgate? Because
Nothing.
I think I listened to
in my opinion.
I listened to something today. I think it was on Talksport, right? And
It's
they were comparing him to like other managers like that have got sacked from like Premier League clubs here. For example, Unai Emery. Everyone thought he was rubbish based on the manager
only
before
the
him.
English media.
Okay. A lot of people thought he was rubbish based on the manager before him, right? Ole, Gunnar Solskjaer, Potter, all the managers before them is largely the reason as to why people thought they were really, really bad, right?
In what sense? What do you mean?
In terms of, so you had Sir Alex Ferguson, right?
Mhm.
All the managers after them, they're like, okay, well,
They're compared.
So basically,
they're
what you're
comparing
saying,
them
there's a
there's a
benchmark.
bar, there's a benchmark, and they're looking at Sir Alex Ferguson thinking, okay, well, now, what's his name? Moyes. He's rubbish. He's not really a rubbish manager, really, is he? Unai Emery. He's not really a rubbish manager. Who are we comparing?
That's why he's
Southgate.
still in the. That's why he's still in the job because of who was before him. They were all dead as well. He's done better than them.
Which manager?
Yeah,
are you talking about?
and
Southgate.
they're top
Southgate
quality.
is the reason why he's still in a job is because of the job he's done. He's done better than all the
Yeah.
others.
So before
That-
Southgate,
So then-
Allardyce for a game, and then before him it was Roy Hodgson.
So then, so what are we really expecting?
Okay,
Southgate's
so-
doing a decent job.
But you
in
can
my
go
opinion.
further back than that. You can put in Sven and Capello, who
Yeah.
are seen as top quality managers.
Yeah, but they didn't do
They
much.
had the CVs,
They
but
didn't do anything.
he's done a better job than both of them.
That's
Okay,
what I'm
so
saying.
before we answer Mark's question, I'm just going to go through what Southgate's done in his England tenure. So he took over in September 16 after Allardyce's infamous one game as manager. So qualifying's never been an issue for England other than 2008 under McLaren.
Mhm.
So qualifies for the World Cup, gets to the semi-final, loses 2-1 to Croatia in extra time. A lot of people, even though that was a good Croatia team, I think a lot of people expected England to overcome that. So slightly disappointment. And then in the fourth place playoff, they lost 2-0 to Belgium in a pretty uninspiring game. 2018-19 Nations League, the first one of that. They got to the semi-final because they took their group, but they lost to Holland in the semi-final. Then they beat the Swiss on penalties.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Again, qualified for the Euros, pretty easy. Everyone knows they get to the final, go 1-0 up. Italy,
let's not talk about that.
Italy equalise.
Please.
They lose 3-2 on penalties.
Never understand that.
Bro.
World Cup 2022. Again, qualifying, not an issue. Quarterfinals, lose to France 2-1. Penalty miss. If that goes in, could have been different.
Yeah, understand.
And then the recent Nations League, they finished bottom of the group.
Oh.
Pretty abysmal.
Mm.
Played 6 games, drew 3, lost 3. So, to your point, Mark, what if you look on paper what Southgate's done?
Yeah.
He's far excelled anyone
Agree.
since Terry Venables, because Terry Venables got after the semi-finals of Euro 96. And like raise a point that John goes on a lot of times is that just because someone's done well doesn't mean you should keep them in the job. I think especially the last World Cup and the Euros, granted we got to the final, there are not many better European nations than England at present. So do you think it's time after the Euros, because he's going to go to the Euros as manager, regardless of what happens, even if he wins it, which I don't think he will, I think France have got the best team and squad at the minute.
Yeah.
Do they just cut their losses and say, right, we need to freshen up?
He should have left us at the World Cup straight up and down. There
I think he should.
There shouldn't have been a deliberation. There shouldn't have been it's up to him. They should have just said,
Thank
thanks.
you. Yeah.
Thanks for doing what you can. Right, who's next? Succession plan. Who's next? Where's the continuity plan? I feel like he's taking them as far as he can. I feel like the current crop of players, what's going to happen with this whole loyalty thing? He's not allowing the next crop of players to come through, much like, what we spoke about last week with the Tottenham and Crystal Palace, where the key players left and then it allowed everyone else to stand up. I think by maintaining this crop of players, Maguire, Hendo, Phillips, whoever else, he's not, like I said, he's not allowing the next crop to come through. So what's going to happen is we're going to see the current crop burn out, and then the next crop are just not going to they don't have the experience in the first team. Right, so then now it's going to be a bedding in process. It's another bedding in process, right?
Yeah.
So it's almost like a rebuild.
I think it's too early to say they're going to burn out.
Yeah.
I think you need another 3-4 years before you can
It's
say.
not. I think the same thing
blocking
happened with the golden generation. We peaked. Where, do you remember it was World Cup 06 when we knocked out the phantom goal, Lampard's phantom goal?
Yeah.
After that, nothing. What happened after that?
Yeah, I think...
Was it?
No. Oh wait, we didn't qualify.
No,
And
it was
then
10. It was 10.
2010,
Yeah,
and that
yeah,
we had that abysmal. Like, did you see the state of that England squad?
Yeah.
Rooney, Hendo, Barkley, and them, man. That was a poor squad. I think that's what's going to happen.
With England now, I think we've got age on our side. I think we've got... If you say bar Kane, and you take out Henderson and that, I don't think Henderson will be starting after the Euros, etc. We've got a young enough bunch of players for whoever comes in next to kind of elevate the team to a potentially higher level. So I think Pickford might be close to his 30, but
we need to talk about him at some point.
So look, yeah, you've got like Bellingham, Maddison, Rice, James,
Foden,
Saka.
Trent.
Yeah, Trent. All those are in their like early to mid-20s.
Yeah.
So a team could be built around. So yeah, just going back to the Southgate piece, I think the reason why he's still in the job is because those managers before him didn't do as well as expected. Like he's just come in and like, right, we can get to semi-finals, we can get to finals.
Can we look at the other side as well, though, in terms of who's coming after him? I think the Euros will be his last tournament.
Yeah.
No matter what happens, I think he just about wanted to do the Euros. So I think
there was talk of him.
I think he was close to actually going this time. So I think it definitely will be his last tournament. But it's also looking at who's going to take the job after him. Have we got any outstanding candidates who's going to take England to the next level if he's unable to do?
I would have said Eddie Howe, but
I
now
agree.
he's at Newcastle.
No, I agree.
Who knows?
I don't
But
think he'll last Newcastle.
Eddie Howe
Yeah,
would be
but that's what I'm saying.
great
If
appointment.
Newcastle are going to be ruthless,
Yeah.
with the way that
They
they've
need
started
to.
as well, and
I want them to.
who knows about Champions
serious.
League? Who knows about Champions League this year for them? Who knows?
What
There
about
might be some top, like, couple managers floating around that they think, you know what?
Potter? If he just like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
can't
I'll go
remember who
more
said
with
it.
Potter. I'll go more with Potter than Howe.
I can't remember who
Nah.
said it, right? But I think who said it? It was yesterday. Someone said it to me, right? And forgive me if they listen to this, message me and I'll credit you next time. But they said, no, for real, because it was a good shout. They said Eddie Howe is the Mancini for Newcastle. Is to Newcastle what Mancini was to City. He's that manager that got them to a certain place, and then when they were ready and they had certain players in place, they went and got a big level.
Mancini
manager.
won the league though with City.
Yeah, but he
Yeah.
wasn't
Wasn't their top.
he wasn't Pep.
Well,
Do you know
funny
what I
you
mean?
mention him. That's the name I heard possibly for England after Southgate goes.
Who, Pep?
Yeah, so they're going to look to try.
Never
and get-
gonna
That's what I've
happen.
heard.
I don't think they'll go back to a foreign manager.
Never
Do you
gonna
don't think?
happen.
Yeah, that's a
Nah.
good question
I
to
don't-
ask.
I'm not
Does
gonna
it
say- I'm not
does he
gonna
need to
say
be
ever.
English?
It's going to be
Would he
I
need
English.
to
think
be
he will be
English?
English just
For the
because of how
foreseeable, innit?
Southgate's done.
For the
Like
foreseeable.
they've done the kind of foreign manager, and you can see like they went with Roy, wasn't great. They went with Allardyce.
Allardyce.
I think they will continue with the.
You think they're not open to going foreign again?
But look at the foreign managers now to what they
Well, yeah.
appoint.
Yeah, it's different.
It's a bit different.
No,
innit?
but
If you could get one
they
of
had
those top
Sven
qualities,
Capello, who were top guys.
Yeah.
All right, if
Like, they
Robert,
weren't any guys.
if De Zerbi put his hand up and said, "I want the job,"
I still don't think they'll do
They
it.
won't go with De Zerbi.
no, not
Why
De
not?
Zerbi.
Nah, I don't think so.
why
But
not?
if someone
He's too
like
new in the game, I think,
if
as
Pep
well. I
said he
don't
wanted
think
the
they
job,
go.
then he
I don't
gets
think
it.
they go.
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Is there anyone else though in that ilk?
Klopp.
What? As in, if they say they
Klopp.
want the job.
Yeah, Klopp.
Yeah, Klopp wants the job.
No,
I
who
think,
love
he,
it?
I think he gets it.
Mourinho.
Mourinho would
Yeah,
love
he
to
would.
do
Yeah,
it.
I love it.
He would think he'll come in
Mourinho
a
would
big
love
man.
it.
Yeah,
I'd love
he
it.
would love
They
that.
would never do it though.
I think
They
he would.
wouldn't.
I think he would.
be enough
I
to
think
do
he
it.
would.
Listen,
The FA.
I don't
would
think the
appoint
FA
him.
would do
Nah,
it.
they-
Yeah, I don't
they
think
like
the
the
FA would
Mourinho
do
in the
it.
top.
No,
Yeah,
they-
the top job. Yeah, that would be
They ain't doing it.
golden TV, bro.
Yeah,
Them
that would
press
be a good one.
conferences.
Yeah.
Next level.
I think Eddie Howe is the right man for it.
I agree. I think what T's saying, if
100%.
Newcastle are serious and
Yeah.
they do the Man City route of, all right, look, you've taken us as far
Yeah.
as you can and we thank you. You got us to the Champions League, but you know.
And England shouldn't wait. Like, if they see Eddie Howe's free, do it. Or at least
Seriously.
line him
what
up
happened
to.
before?
No, but at least line him up so,
to
so he does. Yeah,
would
to
you
say
wanna
like,
come in? Yeah,
yeah.
I think Eddie Howe would be like sure.
Oh, you guys really
you think
surprising
Potter
me.
over Eddie Howe?
Yeah,
You're surprising me, bro.
At least I can with Potter. I can see he's got a style of. I'm talking more Potter from Brighton. I can see the style of play, what he's built there.
Where was that style of player at Chelsea?
No, but Chelsea's
stayed at Brighton.
Chelsea. Come on, Chelsea's Chelsea.
Stay there, Brian. That's what.
But to be fair,
Yeah, Chelsea.
we just said
Chelsea's
that.
impossible. Chelsea's impossible. You can't judge a man on Chelsea.
Why?
No.
It's impossible.
But what he was doing, though.
You want him for England. You can't judge a man on Chelsea.
But look what he was doing at Chelsea.
Sterling right back.
How long was it
Yeah,
Chelsea
it's
for?
mad.
Fam, he had Sterling
wasn't there for long, but
He
he
was
was
there
own-
for long. Is that
He
has
got
it-
for his
Sterling
own
at
doing.
He was
Wing
there
back.
for a few months.
No, look what
Whose
he was
fault was
doing.
No, man.
Whose fault was that? It was Potter's fault, right?
He got back 10, 50, he got
They
what, 20
headhunted
players
him.
thrown on him.
No. Wait,
come on, man.
man.
They headhunted him.
Mm.
They said, "Here's a all right, cool." They probably did throw a few players at him, but
Yeah.
some of them were his buys.
Players that he didn't want.
Some of them were his though.
Some of them
Cucurella
wasn't his.
And then
Cucurella was his.
you've got a man like Raheem Sterling, who you know what he's capable of, and you play him at right wing back or left wing back. Come on.
To be fair, we have said the
Come on.
the Chelsea job might have been a bit too big for Potter. So
course it was.
And so what? England would be
bigger.
much bigger.
So yeah, just to kind
Much
of
bigger.
wrap up this England talk, like they'll qualify for the Euros, like
Yeah,
the top
easy.
of the group. Ukraine are playing Italy tomorrow. I think if they draw, I think we're pretty much nailed on to qualify. Regardless, what's the expectations for you guys for England at the Euros next year?
Win it. That's
Yeah.
it. There's no other expectation but win it.
I'm not gonna lie, I think we'll go all the way this
That's the
time.
Yeah, as
expectation.
far as
There's
you
no
can.
other- and just win it because
I ain't saying win it. I'm saying
squad's
just
there.
as far as you can.
win it.
Okay, so
The squad. You're right. The squad is there,
Yeah, win
but
it.
Gareth Southgate has shown
Between
he doesn't know how to utilize it.
between Maguire and Hendo, I think we could win it if we don't play Hendo and we do play Maguire. If I'm being realistic, but if we carry on playing Hendo, I don't
shouldn't
think.
be a starter. at
Yeah,
the
I
Euros.
can't see it.
But I can see him having a good impact as a sub. He's someone
Yeah,
that I
like,
would
in
bring
the- in
on
the squad.
He needs
if
to
you
be in the
actually-
squad.
in certain games. Someone I would
He
bring
needs
on.
to be in the squad.
Because
Sure.
like the Euros are not far. The Euros are like 10 months away.
All right, but just in comparison, because you brought up France before, look at the French lineup against Ireland, right? Each one of those starters are regular, consistent players for their clubs, top level.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
Consistent players. Why can't we do that? Why can't we go find our best performing players? Maybe throw in one player that's consistent. I'll give you Harry Maguire, cool, and then just try and work around that and try and build those up, and then the subs be young, hungry players who will succeed the first.
Come through. Yeah, no, I agree. So it'd be interesting to see how England fare at the Euros next year. Right, we're going to move on to Scotland. Doing pretty well. 5 wins
That's mad.
out of 5 in a group that includes Spain and Norway. So
Scott McTom.
they've beaten Cyprus home and away. They've beaten Spain at home, beaten Norway and Georgia expected. So I looked at the starting lineup for Scotland when they beat Georgia at the weekend, and it's kind of reminiscent of when Wales qualified for like Euro 2016, I think it was, and the last were they in the World Cup? Wales? Yeah, they were. Yeah.
Have they got Cyprus in their group?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're bottom of the group.
Oh, okay. I think it's Cyprus that they beat them.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
Cyprus,
they beat them.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
Spain
yeah,
slapped
yeah,
Georgia 7-1.
So they haven't got many Premiership players in their starting 11. A few Championship players. I'll go through it. So Gunn, the goalkeeper, plays for Norwich. Porteous plays for Watford. Hendry, centre back, he's at Al Ettifaq. Turney's just gone to Sociedad, so I don't think he's played much at all this season so far. Hickey plays for Brentford. Gilmore is at Brighton.
Baller.
They got McGinn. I like McGinn, man.
McGregor, Celtic. Robertson, captain Liverpool. McTominay, top goal scorer, or joint top goal scorer with Lukaku and Højlund in the qualifying campaign. But hasn't been playing. McGinn's at Villa and Che Adams is at Southampton.
So interesting point here, right? Everyone's getting onto Hendo now about the level of competition he's playing with. But then you've got Jack Hendry, who's in the same team, who starts for Scotland, and no one's complaining about his level of competition. Now, granted...
I think it's because it's Scotland. No disrespect, but it's because it's Scotland, isn't it?
Granted, don't get me wrong, I get it. Hendo's on his way down. Jack Hendry's young and up and coming, and he can always come back to or go and play at a higher level. But I just find it interesting that there's no...
Just also with Scotland on that, McTominay. So if I'm right, I don't believe he's played a game for Man United this season.
No.
But in Scotland, they're not saying, "Oh, we shouldn't pick him." Like, is your right to pick him because it's Scotland?
They don't.
Is
have
that the same?
No, but I think
is that the
they
same
literally
thing?
don't have anyone else.
And because
they got other midfielders.
And because
But
he's
should
delivering.
they not be playing?
And he's
I'm just finding it out there.
he's delivering. He's delivering.
Should they be playing a midfielder that's playing in the team?
He's delivering.
He's delivering.
All right.
Delivering.
All right.
Remember England are going to qualify.
So are we saying it can be done then?
No,
Someone
but
can
what I'm
not prepare
saying
for their
is-
club but can deliver on international stage.
No,
Is that
but
what we're saying?
For Scotland, this is big. Qualifying for any tournament is major for them. So if you got a player that's actually doing the business for you, it really doesn't matter.
So do you agree with that then?
No,
that
but I
someone
think-
could not be playing for their club, but then can step up to international stage and deliver. I.e.
if they're one of
McTominay.
your
He's not
best
playing for
players,
Man United.
but
at
if
all.
they're one of your
Here's the
best players
question.
at international level, then yeah, Maguire's not one of our best players at international level.
Here's the question. Also, what are the expectations on the
I was
two
about to say
sets
that, it's
of
expectations.
two sets of countries?
So I was asking. So it's because it's Scotland and
It
one's
is.
England and
It
one's
is.
Scotland.
100%.
Okay,
It comes down to
that's
that.
what I was
It's
getting at.
Scotland.
That's what I was
And
getting
the
at. That's what I was getting at.
And the
I was just
difference in
getting at.
players as well.
The
That's what I was getting at.
expectations are completely different. England are expected, based on recent performances, to go at least to the semi-final.
Who will play?
Right?
Who will play in his position?
So if one of our top players,
No, McTominay. No, wait. Who will play?
who will play in
McTominay.
McTominay position?
Yeah.
But
I
a
tried to
Scottish
slide to the
player.
left, you know.
Think
What's
about
that one
it.
at
Yeah, go
Bournemouth?
on, that one.
The one at Bournemouth, left-footed one at Bournemouth.
You don't know.
Yeah.
He's a good player.
You
He's
don't
played
know.
for
Let's
Celtic.
be real.
Keith, you must know him.
Nah,
At
you
Bournemouth.
don't.
Can't help you, bro.
No, left-footed. He's played for Celtic, plays
What
Bournemouth
position?
now.
What position?
Sort of plays
So
that
a guy
attacking
called Christie
midfield.
came on.
Christie,
for
that's it. Malcolm Christie,
Yeah.
yeah. That's
No,
Christie's
not
decent.
Malcolm Christie, is it?
Ryan Versey.
Where is it? But it's
Yeah,
Christie,
we'll
yeah.
We'll
Yeah, he
butcher
came
it.
on.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay, so
You
just
put it
another
right.
point.
It's Ryan Christie.
That's
just
it, yeah.
another point on McTominay, and it might be because he's had a bit of a purple patch with Scotland of late. A lot of people are saying that Man United have got his profile of player wrong. So Steve Clarke is playing in more advanced up the pitch, hence why he scored 6 goals in 5 games. Do you think whoever might buy him next might not see him as a DM, which you could say Ollie and...
No, but under Ollie, he played and scored. He played slightly... A little higher.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
He still had defensive responsibilities, but he had more freedom to get forward, which is why he scored. There was a couple games where he was slapping in bottom corner.
He's a box-to-box player.
He used to have like a 6 behind him, and someone behind him, and so he could still go.
So do you think he's been misprofiled a little bit, just in general?
But didn't he used to be a striker as well?
Yeah, he did. He
did.
To be fair, he can finish.
So
he can actually finish.
Maybe you're right.
He's always got put with Fred, innit?
Yeah.
Oh, them two, you put them two back there and da. So maybe they have got it wrong a little bit.
Maybe he's the striker they've been missing.
They didn't need to spend 6 years.
All along, he's been sitting right there.
Been telling them as well, I can play up top. You know?
When he comes back from Scotland, I told you.
Just walking past the coach, I can, if you need anyone to play up top, I can do 10 minutes if you want.
But yeah, I think it would be good for like another home nation to qualify for the Euros. Scotland doing really well. They've won 11 of their last 11 qualifiers for World Cup and Euros. So yeah, it'd be interesting when they play England tomorrow.
Yeah, it should be a good game, that.
Kind of what team England puts out, how competitive it will be. And I think Scotland will kind of see England as a team they want to aspire to.
Oh yeah, they'll turn up. They'll turn up for that game.
Yeah, but they want to see where they
always do though. Scotland games, they always try.
Yeah, they'll turn up.
Quickly want to touch on Italy, who were in England's group. They've played 3, won 1, drawn 1, lost 1. Kind of on the verge, if they lose to Ukraine tomorrow or draw, of not qualifying for a second successive international tournament off the back of winning an international tournament. So they've just hired Spalletti as manager. If you didn't know, so the old Napoli manager taken over from Mancini.
When chasing the bag.
Yeah, don't blame him. It's weird, like Italy not being in the World Cup was weird. So you think, right, England and Italy are in the same group.
Why
qualify.
though? Is it a case of romanticism, or because they didn't perform? So rightly,
if you win the Euros, it's very you'd be surprised that they didn't qualify for the next tournament. If they qualified and got knocked out in the next round, like the last 16, that happens to a lot of nations.
Yeah.
But to not qualify at all and then potentially not qualify again for the next Euros, Italy are kind of like a stalwart international nation, are they? Like they're always there. They've got the history and all that.
They've got a strong league as well. Strong league. So you're expecting players to be coming in, joining out, left, right, and centre.
The league does not equate to having a good international team. I hate this premise of like, we've got a strong league, therefore we've got a strong international team. It's not like Spain to an
who had like the mid.
But it means that you're getting a lot of. It means you're getting a lot of players.
Teams are predominantly or have a lot of Spanish players coming through, right? Or the Germans, where there's a lot of the German, like Dortmund and Bayern. For a while, there was a lot of German players. The Italian league, if you look at their top teams, look at Milan. They can run through their team and say, right, Fikayo Tomori, Loftus-Cheek, Pulisic, Yunus Musa, Gerard Giroud, Mike Maignan, French.
Yeah, back in the day, it was more that Italian proper.
More Italian players through and through. So then that would transfer into the league. Italy are suffering from a lack of, in my eyes, top quality players. And I feel that's shown that, they done well to win the Euros. They had a good coach, they had a good team, good setup. But since then...
Shouldn't have won it.
No, they shouldn't have. But since then...
Well, they were the best team in the tournament. They did deserve to win that.
No.
They
weren't the best
England
threw that game away.
Threw that game away.
Easy.
Over the whole tournament, I would say they were the best team in the tournament.
So do you think they should, if they don't qualify, do you think Spalletti should just be given time to
He'll be given time.
Fix what needs to be done. And
should be sacked.
Get back on track.
What? Should be sacked.
But
he didn't qualify. Not qualifying for the Euros.
He wasn't there from the start, so there were games played prior to.
There's only been 3 games. And only been 3 games played. So how many games has he done?
He managed Saturday, and they
So
beat
should be
North
sacked. Should be
Macedonia.
sacked.
If you don't qualify
Nah.
for and you're the
Allow him,
manager
man.
from start to finish, you should
No,
be
but
sacked.
he missed the first 2 games, man, and they didn't win.
England beat them.
England
and
beat them, and then they beat.
drew with Ukraine. I think they drew with Ukraine.
No, they drew
No.
on Saturday.
Oh.
In Macedonia. That was his.
England
that was his
beat them and then they lost. They beat England. They lost to England. They beat Malta
one. Yeah.
and then they've drawn with Macedonia.
Oh, they should still make it then if they still got to play Ukraine twice.
So yeah.
They've got Ukraine, Malta, England, Macedonia, Ukraine again.
Yeah, I think they've
So
got
there's
more
still
than enough
5
stuff.
I think
they
it
will
depends on
qualify.
the Ukraine games. If Ukraine get anything out of those games,
But the thing with Italy,
it's one to look
it's
out for.
strange how they just do this. Like they could win a tournament, then not make one, then come back and win another tournament. Even the Nations League, which right in the middle of that, they got to the final of that.
Yeah.
And so it's just
And then
it's like
fell
just
off.
crazy, just up and down.
Didn't they beat Brazil in was it finalissima as well at Wembley?
Yeah.
Yeah, not too long ago. So yeah, interesting. Next nation I want to talk about is Portugal. So in a few of our early pods, some of us are a bit critical of Roberto Martinez, his appointment. What would he do? Would he keep Ronaldo? Should he drop him?
Should he
Et
drop
cetera.
him?
Oh, we know what you're going to say.
Does he have that option?
But they're top of their group. Granted, their group's not hard, but they've played 5,
Haven't
1-5.
conceded a single goal.
Haven't conceded a goal. I was having a look at their team, and he's got a good mix of young and kind of established older players.
Currently 9-0 up as well.
How many's Ronaldo got?
No, he ain't
None.
even playing.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Surprising.
He ain't even
They're playing Liechtenstein, I guess. Or
Luxembourg.
Luxembourg. Oh,
Oh yeah, Ronaldo got booked, so we missed again.
I bet
He
he's
would have
fuming.
cleaned
Yeah,
up.
he
would have.
Every goal that
You know
goes
he's
in, man,
fuming.
he's
You
like,
know he's fuming. You know it.
clenching his fist.
Yeah.
Of course he's steaming. I
know
know
it.
he's steaming.
Okay, so question is, what are the expectations of Portugal going into the Euros?
They've got a
They're
good
going to
squad.
qualify.
They've got a good squad. Very, very good squad.
I think the expectations will be high. I think if they don't make,
Win. That's it.
I
The
think that's
You think
expectations
it's
is
win?
I don't think
Yeah,
they're ready
I
for
think
that.
it's win. I
I don't think they're
They've
ready
think-
got
I
a
think Final
serious
Four.
team.
I
You're
don't think they're ready
crazy.
for
I think it's
I
win.
think Final Four. will
Every
be the
position I've seen,
Yeah,
I
I
think
don't
that's solid player.
Yeah, no, I
Very
agree,
good
but
player.
You think that you think the Portuguese FA is saying win?
Win.
I don't
Yes.
think so.
What other nations are there?
France,
What other countries are there?
England.
France,
England.
French,
England,
German.
Portugal, German, no.
Spain,
We're gonna touch on
Spain,
Germany.
who knows?
Spain,
Germany,
think
Spain,
it's
don't really know.
Belgium.
Germany are a mess. So let's just remove.
Yeah,
Belgium,
so it's
Holland.
three. Belgium, even Belgium and Holland. We don't really.
Yeah, Holland are a bit iffy, kind of.
That's 3 teams there.
So Final Four is an expectation.
Yeah, I'll say that more that.
Yeah, Final Four.
And if England come up against them,
Beat them.
What are you thinking?
do you say
No, we're winning
beat
that game, bro.
Beat them.
Easily, bro.
easily?
Yeah.
But a lot of those
You
games,
think we'll beat them easily?
Easily.
I don't know if it will be easily.
Wow.
Easily.
But you got to remember,
Nah.
didn't they get knocked
Easily.
out to Morocco last
Mark,
year?
You say that. Who were the
And the
last-
World Cup.
Moroccans
They
were
lost to
bleeding
Morocco.
on that pitch. They were they was gonna die on that pitch.
Mark, you said it would be easy to beat Portugal.
Yeah.
Who was the last kind of top nation that England beat easily?
It was
I have to go
Germany.
back and check the fixtures still. But
Germany.
yeah,
Germany.
And
Germany in
But
the
then we're going to
Euros.
dismiss
was a
Germany.
mess.
boys.
Germany
no,
in
but
the
Germany
Euros.
were pretty decent.
They were
There you
decent
go.
then.
On
That was the start of the
There you
decline.
go.
Yeah, but
There
you
you
can
go.
say,
Oh, what? They were on the start of the decline.
I
Is that
think
the reason
after that.
Is that the reason we beat them easily?
I think after that, yeah.
Oh, so that's the reason why. They,
No, at the time they were still okay, but then we beat them, and then it was just.
Game over.
I
Yeah,
think
cool.
anyway.
But
I
yeah,
think
Germany.
you've got to
There
look
you
at
go.
England in those kind of games against the bigger nations of late. They don't really step up.
But even if
they
it's
have,
not-
they have good like against France.
Yeah.
Second half, there's that period where I think if Kane scores the second penalty,
Yeah.
we go on and
We win that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that, Key.
And I was saying there's always moments. I think that Germany game is the only game I can remember England controlling start to finish against the bigger nation. in
Yeah,
the
but
last
we're
however
bound
many
to
years.
we're bound to get
What
the
about
rubber green.
Croatia?
We're bound to get the rubber
What
green.
about
There you go. So
Croatia?
that pushes Portugal, in my opinion, even further
Nah,
down.
Croatia
Nah.
is the same Croatia.
No,
What?
No, they're old now.
Nah, Croatia dead.
no. I'm just talking about England. I'm
We
saying
haven't. England
it-
haven't. sorry,
in terms of the actual top teams, I'm looking at Portugal, France, England, and I'm thinking if England come up against France or Portugal, they're in big trouble. They're not.
We weren't
They're
in
not
big-
beating Portugal.
We weren't in
easily.
big trouble against France in
I
the last
think
game.
France, yeah, only France.
They
Just like
lost.
the last tournament, I think France was the only team.
I
that
think
knocked us out.
Portugal are going to give England a hard time.
Because they're not a bad team, but maybe easily is wrong, but I don't think it's as cut and dry as people might think. I personally wouldn't be surprised.
Rafa Leao, João Felix, Diogo Jota, Bernardo Silva, Cristiano Ronaldo,
Cancelo,
Ruben
Diaz.
Ruben Diaz.
They got all the players, but they got.
You're saying like they ain't.
No, but
it's true they were.
Like
where were they
Diaz,
against
you're playing
Morocco?
Maguire.
They were all there against Morocco.
You're gonna want to play Maguire.
Where were they against Morocco?
Ruben Diaz.
But where were they
have
against
all these
Morocco?
players just what were they born yesterday or something? Because they were there before.
They've all got 100 caps.
Renato
Every
Sanchez,
player got
you lot
100
got
caps.
Jordan Henderson.
Were these players not there before?
Okay, but that's them. But we're talking about, let's just say,
But we're talking about the same players, alright?
We're talking about
how do we know England aren't going to elevate to what we think is better than or just
not under Gareth Southgate?
England slapped Germany. What was it? 3-0.
Yeah.
The last time we Keith's question. Last time we beat a top nation easy convincingly was Germany. We slapped them. Then the next 2 times we played them, we were lucky to get draws.
That has no bearing on potential game against.
To the point you're making, those same players.
Yeah.
And in the middle of that, didn't Portugal win something?
Play like this, or they
Didn't
play like
Portugal
this.
win something? 2 things.
Bro, England could go and lose to Scotland.
No.
Didn't anything could happen. But
To your point of ain't those the same players? Didn't Portugal win something twice?
okay,
That's it then.
And also,
So those are the players, isn't it?
The World Cup, they had a different manager. So we talk about Roberto Martinez taking them over now. There might be like a new confidence, a new kind of style of play.
I was backing Roberto Martinez. I was probably one of the only ones, to be fair.
Well, backing him.
Yeah.
Run
the tapes, bro.
Run the tapes. But I think, like you say, you've got to do it in a tournament. Like I think that they've hired him to win a tournament. I know you were saying like semi-finals, quarterfinals.
Nah.
I don't think you take another international manager just to get to the tournament. I think you take an established international manager to win the tournament that you're.
We talk about England with
Bruno
the
Fernandes,
golden Bruno Fernandes, golden generations, like golden crop of players and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They've got it right now. Portugal has it.
I'll be shocked if Portugal win that Euros next year.
Why?
I'll be shocked.
Why?
Just will.
I'll be shocked too.
I just don't
They'll
think
go
on the players they have.
They got the players.
They won the Nations League. What else did they win? They won something else as well.
I don't understand.
They'll go
With
far,
the players
yeah.
they got, I don't get it.
I can see them going far. I
They'll
just
go
can't
far,
see them winning it.
Why not? Okay, why not?
It's just the pedigree. Like I think that they just don't.
They've got arguably the greatest striker, the greatest player in the world.
And he's going to be
on the way
what? He's going to be 39.
Doesn't
on the way
matter.
down.
We all know that.
He's going to be 39.
He's still
on the way
their
down.
top goal scorer now.
What's he going to do?
In the
Go hang with
qualifiers.
39.
He's a top goal scorer now.
I thought
in
this
the
guy wasn't
qualifiers.
good enough for Man United.
No,
Now all of a sudden he's winning the Euros.
No, but wait. Hold on. They've got one of the arguably, even though I don't think he is, the greatest player to ever play the game. You take him out and Portugal become a whole different squad. You've got then Jota, Silva, Leao, Ramos, Felix. Like they've got a wealth of players.
They've got the quality. They've got the quality. I'm not disputing the quality.
Players.
I just don't think as a team they've got in.
A lot of teams have good players on paper.
Well. I don't rate
So
the
you
manager
think
either.
England, that has no pedigree because they haven't won anything. Portugal has actually won 2 trophies recently. They have more pedigree than Portugal.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're interesting to see, man.
Right.
Interesting to see.
any nation, any club can have good players on paper, innit? Like,
But they've won. Let's stop the paper
Liverpool
talk, bruv.
last
They've won
season, bruv.
stuff.
That Liverpool squad last season. That Liverpool squad last season. You know who down on
Putting your
paper.
trust in Gareth
Am I wrong?
Southgate and Harry Maguire and Jordan Henderson.
I saw the same players go out to Morocco less than a year ago. So
Morocco done wonders.
They did.
They done wonders in that tournament.
Funny. Right, the last nation just to touch on quickly is Germany. So they sacked their manager Flick on Saturday or Sunday, I think it was, after they lost 4-1 to Japan.
I'm so happy.
So
You're happy?
I didn't realise.
Not about what happened, but the result. The Japan.
Oh,
Yeah.
Based on how Rudiger
I thought you meant
and
that you was
Germany-
happy that he was
Yeah.
sacked.
Nah, based on how Rudiger and Germany were going on.
I
in the World Cup.
would be happy. He was sacked.
I get you. Yeah.
I've heard they want Jurgen.
That's
That's what I've heard. I've heard they want
Please, Jurgen,
Jurgen.
take it
So
full time.
I don't know about.
That's
Take it
fine.
full time.
We'll take Jabi Alonso.
So Germany don't have any qualifier for the Euros because obviously it's in Germany next year, but they haven't won a game in 6. The last team they beat was Peru 2-0. Since then, they lost to Belgium 3-2, drew with Ukraine, lost to Poland 1-0.
They just
lost to
freestyled,
Colombia, and they lost 4-1 to Japan at the weekend.
They need a striker.
So apparently, Nagelsmann is
that's a good.
being touted like a proper source.
Could it be that because they don't have to qualify, they're just like, you know what? Let's just use every game as a friendly.
Yeah, well, every game
is
is
a
a
friendly.
friendly.
Every game is a friendly.
Just
but
freestyle it. Just do what you want.
considering how bad they done in the World Cup, so remember they didn't get out of their group in the World Cup.
Mm.
You've got to make a change in it. Like you don't not qualify from a relatively easy group in the World Cup, and then out of 7 games you win 1, and they lost to Belgium, but they should be beaten. Historically, Germany should be beating Japan, Colombia, Poland in friendly games because you still got to get your players ready for the tournament, haven't you? So.
Okay, but let's look at the lineups.
They'll be ready when the tournament comes around. They'll be ready.
So why weren't they ready?
They'll beat Portugal
In the World Cup.
And the World Cup just gone.
Yeah.
That's it. The World Cup is it's trying to buy more time. It's trying to buy more time. Trying to buy more time. What World Cup you think? Of course the World Cup just gone. Yeah.
No, it'd be interesting to see who they hire. Do you want to look at it? Go through their lineups quickly, or
I mean, okay, the most recent lineup
the
against
Japan
Japan, they had Kimmich at right back, Sula and Rudiger centre backs, Schlotterbeck at left back, Chan, Gundogan and Wirtz in the middle, Sane, Havertz, Gnabry up top. Now, apparently, everyone had a stinker bar Sane and Havertz.
Okay.
It's a good squad.
Where's Musiala? He's on the bench.
Good team.
Musiala was indeed
No.
not
Hold on.
included in the
What,
squad.
you want a pronunciation check there?
Who did you just say?
No, he knew what I was talking about.
Wow.
Yeah, he swerved that quickly. Like.
For the Colombia game, they had Wolf, Rudiger, Theo and Goossens in defense, Goretzka, Chan, Sane, Gundogan, Musiala in midfield, and Havertz up top.
So would you say that starting lineup, like Germany's better than Portugal's?
Not on paper.
You don't think?
Portugal's
Not
better.
Yeah.
No, I'd say Portugal's better.
Portugal's
But it wouldn't surprise me if Germany get further.
Yeah, I would be surprised.
In the tournament.
But we thought
Especially being a home
we did
tournament.
think
Yeah,
that, though.
especially being a home tournament.
Before we did think that at the World Cup. We did. I thought that. I thought they'll crack on
because
at
it's
some
Germany.
stage.
Yeah, home of
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I
home's
think that's
different.
out the
Home's
window
different.
now. All that's
all the fans will get their lederhosens on and
Oh
they'll
my
be
gosh.
they'll be having it. They'll be having it.
Doesn't get their later hoses on.
They are in dire need of a top-level striker. If you look at German teams over the years and in previous
Very true.
competitions, the one thing they've always had is a top-class number 9.
Is there any number 9s German? Do we know of any?
Timo Werner.
I was about to say.
Oh, man. Terrible.
Jeez.
Terrible.
But he does okay for Germany. That's the thing, innit?
He's not
Like,
playing.
He's
When
not
has
playing.
he played?
He's not playing.
But I'm sure they done this last time they had a home tournament. There was a bit of chaotic for a couple of years. And then they brought in Klinsmann, maybe I think like a year before
You're
the
going
tournament.
back.
Yeah, no, that's only
Yeah.
2006. But it's the last time they was host.
Mm.
And then they had a good tournament.
Yeah, so it might have been Werner was the guy, but Chelsea and they messed him up.
Ain't the guy no more.
Mm.
So yeah, it'd be interesting to see the fortunes of the. I'm quite looking forward to the Euros. It's normally a good tournament. As I said, I think it's going to be England, France,
I think England will win it.
Portugal,
I'm not gonna lie.
Spain, and then
So
you
we're not.
just
So we're
got to
not.
put Germany in there.
We're not including Belgium. We're not including Holland.
I don't think
I'm
so.
not. Holland
I
have
don't
been
think so.
a bit too wishy-washy, and
Yeah.
Koeman is a bit crazy. He's going to do something mad.
Any surprise teams? Anyone that win?
It's going to be a surprise, bro.
Any
Trust.
surprise?
I can't think of any, bro. It'll
Right
be a
now, I
surprise.
can't think of anyone. Nah,
It'll be a surprise.
Scotland? No.
You never know.
Nah.
You never know. They're doing their thing right
But
now.
remember, Wales got to the semi-finals
Yeah.
of the Euros.
You never know.
And it's
bro.
the same kind of vein, innit? Like,
Can Wales qualify for this one?
nah, they're playing pretty badly. Let me have a quick check, but I don't think they're.
It could be Scotland, though. It could be Scotland. Surprise.
So,
But
cool.
we'll see, innit? We'll see.
Yeah, we will see. Right, moving on to the Prem so far. 4 games in. We put a little poll out on our Instagram about any surprises that have happened so far. A few of the responses were how low Newcastle were in the league. Some said how high Liverpool were.
Hats off to whoever that was.
Also, Chelsea caught kind of faltering as well. So I just want to kind of throw it out to you guys, like who, whether it be like a club or a player or a manager, who do you think has kind of surprised you or done really well? Who are you a little bit disappointed in, etc.?
Hate to say it. Really hate to say it. But yeah, my biggest surprise has been Tottenham. Yes. I've caught a couple of their games. They're playing some good football.
They're just
really
attacking.
enjoyable. No, but it's enjoyable.
It is attacking.
And I haven't seen a Spurs team play like this for a very long time. And obviously losing Harry Kane, you're thinking, that's it, Spurs, they're done. But yeah, they've been the most surprising and been the most impressive.
The biggest surprise for me is West Ham. I'm not even on the front. I did not expect them to do this well at this stage. I thought it would be a slow start, considering they got rid of Scamacca and
Rice.
All right, they got rid of Scamacca and Rice, and they've don't get me wrong, they've spent well, but I didn't expect Alvarez to gel this quickly. Kudus is yet to start playing.
Ward-Prowse as well.
Ward-Prowse, I kind of expected him to do well. He's proven in the Prem. As long as they don't tell him to start doing box to box and become a Gerrard or something, just slot in and do what you was doing for Southampton. I expected him to do well. I think Alvarez has surprised me as well. Antonio he's on form. He's doing really well. Who was it that was it? Chelsea that he took apart. He was bullying their defense. Antonio for West Ham.
Colwell
and Disasi. Yeah. So that'd be my biggest surprise.
What?
I wouldn't really say anyone's been a surprise team. It's only 4 games in. Like any of these teams that are doing supposedly well right now could lose the next game and just drop down to 18th. Like no team is really surprised.
I get that. Someone else put that in the comments. Only 4 games, but humorous. I know it's only 4 games.
Just for the sake of humorous.
Whole season. I mean, look at Newcastle. They were almost relegated, and then Eddie Howe come in and they finished in the top 10.
Yeah,
yes, I know we get it, but I mean, your initial kind of like, do you know what?
Yeah, wasn't expecting that.
Wasn't expecting that first 4 games.
If anything, Man United are surprising me at how poor they are. Like, I know it's 4 games in, as I just said, but
really,
I think there's games that they've played that they could have lost. No, I'm being serious. So they could have who did they play their first game?
Wolves.
Yeah.
They could have easily lost that game. Easily lost that game. So they're sitting pretty now. 2 wins and 2 losses. Could have easily been 3 losses.
2 losses to the top 6.
It's true, but they're not playing well.
2 wins against.
They're not playing well. I thought they would have tried to kick on from last season. Obviously, their transfer window, in my opinion, hasn't been that great, but they've still got the players to do it. And I just thought they'd show a bit more oomph this season. But
based on what? Why do you think they'd show more oomph?
Because Ten Hag, he's settled. In my opinion, he's settled. He's ready to just take them to that next level or try and take them to the next level. But there's so much turmoil in that club. It's just...
What gave you the impression that he's settled?
What he did last season. Finish it. Well, you lot were pants last season, Liverpool, so that's probably partly to do with it. But in my opinion, he was playing decent enough football to warrant finishing the Champions League spot and to try and kick on for next season. You can only base it on what he's done last season, right? So playing the way they played, even though they weren't playing great football, they finished well. Next season, you're going to try and do better than the last season, right? If Arsenal were to just fall off this season, we would have thought last season was a fluke.
Did he have a full season last season?
Yeah, he did.
He came in the summer before.
That was his season.
He won the trophy. Man United's a tough one.
I get that.
I second that, what Mark's saying. I'm probably going to go the same. Man United or Chelsea. Surprises.
Yeah, I thought Chelsea would kick on as well.
Yeah, I thought they would have been better than what it's like, just a continuation of last season.
Yeah.
Both of them. So that's a surprise. The reason why I ain't going to say West Ham because 4 games. I'm not going to say Tottenham because it's 4 games. And who they've... Nah, you know what? I think
it's not. We're not saying, based on these 4 games, you're going to go win the league. I'm just surprised that after the 4 games, they're playing this well.
They're playing well so far, but I need them. Well, not need them, but they will play the big boys sooner or later.
Exactly.
They're going to play someone, and then we'll see if they can do the little tiki-taka out from the back, innit? We'll see if the Ange ball really works.
With Sanchez.
There you go. With Newcastle, same kind of thing. I'm not gonna say I'm surprised because they've had a tough run of games.
Fixtures.
Fixture list has
Tough.
not been kind to them, so I'm not gonna go like I don't think. We'll see how it plays
have
out.
been tough games.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays out. But Man United and Chelsea probably would be the biggest surprise. I thought they would have done much better. Chelsea especially.
Man United is a
it's just so bad. And what you just said, under Poch, we've put a lot of trust in the managers, those two managers, Ten Hag and Poch. We think they can do something. They bring something more to the players that's there. We think they're going to work their magic and do something. Poch, I can't see anything. And Ten Hag is supposed to be this guy, the guy at Man United, and he just can't see nothing. Look at last game against Arsenal. Harry Maguire and Johnny Evans at centre-back. You got Martial still playing up top. Cool. I get it, but it's just like... Man United are in big trouble, bro.
I don't know what's the real Man United at the moment, because they have 4 games. The 2 games they've won, they could have easily lost. And the 2 games they lost, they could have won.
Continuation from last season.
So it's like, I don't know what's the real Man United yet. Yeah. Because they lost to Arsenal and Tottenham, but they could have won either of them games.
The only thing that's changed at Man United is that they got Onana in goal and they can play out a little bit at the back now. But they can't play out from the back if they ain't got Varane and Martinez playing.
Yeah, they can't.
And did you notice that against Arsenal?
Yeah.
As soon as Martinez and went off, he looked and he went, no.
The shortest pass he made. The shortest pass he made was maybe to like a fullback that was like on the halfway line. Other than that, he weren't playing to none of
the most good ones hug the foot when the goalkeeper's got the ball fullbacks on the half on the line. Yeah, I feel that. I hear that.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm a little bit surprised at Crystal Palace. Like, I know Roy had done pretty well towards the back end of last season when he came in, but they've only lost 1 game, that was against Arsenal. Like, they're sitting
they could have won that as well
at the minute. I'm surprised about Newcastle. Like I mentioned either last week or the week before, they got themselves into the Champions League spots. Granted, I think a season earlier than they would have expected, but you got there. And I know you said their run of games was hard. Like, it was Liverpool, Villa,
City,
and Brighton.
City can wipe off, but Brighton, Liverpool, and Villa, they're the teams that you're going to be competing with to be in the top echelons of the
Did they lose all 3 of those?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if they're the teams that you're essentially your peers now, because you're sitting at the top table, I think you've got to have a bit more fight in the game. And especially against Liverpool, granted, first 20, they played better when we had 11 men than when we went down to 10. Team goes down to 10 men, you're 1-0 up. You got to steam it. Like, if that's City, remember when we played City at Etihad when Mane got sent off early on? 5-0. That's, I think, not obviously don't beat us 5-0, but like 3-0, 2-0, convincing. Go out, win the game.
But do you think that's just a lack of experience?
Show your dominance against the team that you're going to be.
I think. Go on, sir.
Yeah, I think that's why I'm a little bit disappointed, because they done so well last year. Go and show you can do it again. Like we said, they haven't even started Champions League yet. And
I can see them getting found out this year. I can see it. I can see them getting found out.
Which is why
I think that Liverpool game was telling. Liverpool go down to 10 men and you lose.
It is Liverpool though. I think the Brighton game was more telling than the Liverpool game.
I think more the Liverpool game, because they're at home.
But it's still Liverpool, bro. They're not a rubbish side.
No, but if you're Champions League side,
if they went 1 down to City, are you still gonna be like, oh, well, see the game out? City with 10 men could still do you damage, bro.
They can do you damage, but I wouldn't expect to lose the game at home if I'm Newcastle.
If it's anyone, you would expect Liverpool to do it, though, in my opinion. Just because it's Liverpool.
Yeah, they're not a bad side.
They're not a bad side.
But you went down to 10 men.
Miracle FC.
It says that's your peers. That's your peers. You can't.
I thought it was Curtin.
I thought it was Curtin as well.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was as well.
When we went that, when Van Dijk got sent off, I said,
that's what I thought.
I wrote the game off.
That 5-10 minutes between them scoring, Van Dijk getting sent off, and then Trent
it just looked like,
I was like, oh my days.
What kind of a game is this? Yeah.
But then you get one goal and
it was
you
more
got
how
the bit
they
between your
played.
teeth.
Huh?
It was more how
you
they
get one goal and you got the bit between your teeth.
No, I was surprised. I think when I kind of thought, okay, maybe we could get something, is when I seen how comfortable we looked.
Yeah.
It didn't look like Newcastle were like just peppering us, or they had total control of the game. Liverpool looked comfortable.
And House Changes as well. He took off all their threats with like 15 minutes to go.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, this is a bit.
And that was when
weird.
I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Might have been a bit naive. He might have thought the players he could bring on would see out the game, which you would expect. But like the quality of the players replaced coming on, there's a bit of a drop off. So Wilson's not as good as it's like Harvey Barnes and Gordon. There's not much there, but I'd say Gordon's a little bit ahead of Barnes just in terms of quality. And I can't remember. I think they took off the centre midfielder. I think they took off Bruno potentially. I can't.
You lot are doing a biggest.
They've come into the season full strength as well. Like no injuries, no nothing. Full strength.
I agree.
So like what Daz is saying, I'm more going along with what Daz is saying. That he might get found out this season because they come in full strength. Like they lost to you lot, but that's poor from Eddie Howe as well as the players. Like that's poor. How they lost that. The Man City game just looked like Man City was in second gear, like just chilling. Brighton thrashed them. Like it's looking a bit, and you got your full strength team. Like you're. It's looking a bit mad.
This is why I think you lot are doing yourself a big disservice, bro. There's no way you're going to tell me Newcastle and Liverpool are peers. That season last year, are you basing it on how they finished in the league?
Well, it was above them last season.
Yeah,
Why were they not
but that's
peers?
my point, though. That season, even though like this might sound like, oh, okay, what you're trying to say, Arsenal didn't really finish second. That wasn't a real season based on how teams played, bro.
No, apart from 1 and 2.
Apart from 1 and 2, but Liverpool, for example, they're not peers. You can't say they're on the same level as Newcastle.
They're going for the same thing this season.
That doesn't mean they're peers.
But
bro.
I'm saying
That doesn't mean they're peers.
Newcastle should see us as peers.
They are.
Just in terms of
Newcastle.
You lot are a far better team than Newcastle.
But remember, Newcastle done that last
That's
season.
understandable, but I mean, if I've now finished in second place,
That doesn't mean...
wait, hold on. If I've now finished in second place and I've got backing and resources to,
Well, they ain't spent nothing, so you
but
can't
it doesn't
even use
matter.
it.
But I've got it. I've not spent nothing, but I've got
But
it.
the players on the pitch when you played them weren't anything to do with their backing and resources because they haven't really spent.
Tonali was running the
Well,
show.
just Tonali. I'm talking about what they can spend.
Tonali, Isaac,
If they go and
Gordon,
spend how they could spend, they'll blow you out of the water.
Yeah, they can, but they
But
can't.
they haven't
because
got- they haven't
and
done that yet.
They're not trying to. They're not trying to come in and just do Todd Bowley. Like they're coming in and they're actually trying
I'm not
to.
disputing that, but you're not saying they're peers based on where they finished last season.
Yeah, because
that
they
doesn't
are.
make them peers. Bro.
Okay, so
And they've got the same expectations
where
this
would you
season.
put Liverpool this season? Like where?
I won't be surprised if
With
Liverpool
Man
finish
City?
second or third. Yeah,
Man City.
yeah.
No, but Man City are top, so Man City.
No, I won't be surprised if Liverpool finish second or third. I don't know if they're going
So
to
where
get to Man
Newcastle
City.
going to be finishing?
They're going to finish probably
Okay,
sixth.
so Mark.
So that's
in my
top
opinion.
four.
So Mark, if
It's
we
kind of the same
rewind to
peers.
last season,
Yeah.
are you saying that you wouldn't have called like Liverpool your peers because you finished fifth and we finished second?
No, you were our peers last season.
But why can't we call Newcastle peers?
No,
with
but you're
Liverpool
our
because
peers
they
based on how good you lot are as a club. You're not peers because
No,
we're.
but you're talking
No,
historically,
but
though.
you're-
Yeah, we're
that's
talking
what-
historically.
yeah.
Liverpool right now.
What's
The
on the
reason
pitch
why I
right
said-
now?
If we played Liverpool right now, would you be confident we'd beat them?
No, I'm
No, but
going
I'm
back. No,
but-
Mark.
Yes.
But I wouldn't be confident about Newcastle either.
I want to take
It's
this
the same
I want to take
thing.
this back to Mark.
Go on.
The reason why I said the start of last season.
The start of
and
last season.
This is not a slight because
The
you
start
finished.
of last season, no, I wouldn't have said you were our peers. You are a better team than us.
So you wouldn't have said that
It
you were
transpired
trying to
that you
compete
lot
with
just
Liverpool.
had abysmal of
No,
a season. You weren't our peers last season.
The last season, start of
When
last
at the
season.
start of last season,
Start of
we
last
were
season.
not your peers.
Well, like,
We were not good
let's
enough to
say
call
for
ourselves
game
our
one.
peers.
I think
Game
you
one.
say that.
If we looked around, we would have thought we want to be in the top four.
Yeah,
We would have thought you and City are gonna
exactly.
challenge for the title. We're not gonna challenge
Well,
for the title.
no way.
Okay.
We're going for top four. So
That
would
backs
we
my
look
point.
at you as
I wouldn't-
peers?
I
No.
would
man,
never
there's
look to you as
some
peers.
To be
That's
fair, I
history,
can back
man.
you up, 'cause
No,
no
no,
one
Yeah,
looked at
no,
that
because
no,
you're
no,
never
no, no.
you was
What's that?
never
You would've-
thinking. No one ever thought that we was gonna challenge for the title
In
last
stature,
season.
they're not. We're
Yeah.
not peers.
Yeah.
Newcastle and Liverpool are not peers in stature.
Yeah,
But
yeah, I
in
just
Talking
terms
about
of-
on the football pitch.
I just think going into this season.
on the last season we didn't think we was gonna challenge,
Yeah.
and we thought Liverpool were gonna challenge.
Exactly.
No, I just think Newcastle going into this season, even if you say, right, granted they're not on a level, they should be looking, right, we done this last season, finished third, we brought
maintain or do
Tonali,
better.
let's go out and give a good account against those teams. I just don't think they do.
They should be doing that.
And I think-
100%.
Yeah, so
Should be
I
doing
think
that.
that would make them peers with Liverpool because I'm sure Liverpool need to get back into the top
Yeah.
four,
Well, I was-
and Newcastle
Yeah.
need to get back into the top four.
Yeah, I was
to
worried
top
about the
four.
game.
So
That's what they
that's-
want, yeah.
that's-
They
that
should
is it.
they should see themselves as peers. But if you guys think if you as Liverpool fans think that Newcastle are your peers, I think you're aiming quite low, in my opinion.
So you don't think Newcastle are going to do much at all this season?
I'm not saying they're not going to do much, but if you're not trying to be in and around Man City and Arsenal,
no, but they didn't say that.
We're saying
I'm sure when we
Newcastle are
asked,
looking.
I'm sure
No,
when
Newcastle
we
are looking
asked
at,
them,
but
they said
Liverpool-
top 4.
but
They
you
will say
think
top
you
four.
think you think Newcastle are your peers though?
If
But they say
both
top
going for
4.
though.
They're saying
They're
they
both
want
going
top
for
4 this season.
I think Newcastle is a team. If you want to be
Yeah.
in the top 4, I think Newcastle's
you
a
gotta
team
come
you have to
above.
go to,
Yeah.
go to their ground and win, or at least get a
But
point.
most teams like that though. You have to do it at Brighton.
No, but
No,
we're
but
saying
like the bigger
your
teams.
actual
Like
peers,
I've said before, like going back to last season, Arsenal, Man City.
Mm.
You go to Man City, come to your ground. You want to win the league. You can't let City leave with anything. Like when we were challenging with City, they weren't coming to Anfield and winning. We like getting the 1-0, getting the 2-1. I think we beat them 2 or 3-0 like a couple seasons ago. I think the teams that you're competing with. So like when you come to Anfield this season, I want to beat you.
Mm.
And I think that's the mentality that you got to have in it. Whoever comes to your yard, forget about the small teams. It's the bigger teams.
Yeah.
Because if you had beaten Man City at home last season, I think the whole dynamic changes.
I agree with that. But that's-
especially
I-
the timing of it.
And
as
based
well.
on
Exactly.
and also as well based on expectations, based off of last season, right? We finished top 4. We've got Champions League. We've got the resources now going forward. So now our expectations are top 4 again, or title challenge if possible, which we know is not going to happen. So let's just say top 4 again, maintain top 4, get back into the Champions League. Liverpool, pretty much our expectations will be top 4, right? If we, I
Yeah, for
think,
me, it's
I think
back in top four,
a silent expectation will be to title challenge.
Yeah.
It's just seeing where you are.
But
Just keep
yeah,
maintaining
I
the
think
top 4 and then seeing where you are.
Exactly.
And
yes.
considering
As
we've
it
had
goes,
a whole
isn't
midfield
So therefore,
refresh.
I could understand why Pete said
Yeah.
Newcastle would see Liverpool
I
as peers.
think peers
because
come down to
we have the same
expectations. Yeah, if you have the same
expectations.
objective for the season, which the number 1 objective for both clubs is going to be top 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then you can
I
throw
think-
in another couple of clubs in there. Even someone like, even Arsenal. We want a title challenge, but we want to get top 4. That's one of our objectives. So probably you could throw in Tottenham, Chelsea,
Okay, so I think I've been slightly misunderstood.
Man United.
Newcastle can see Liverpool as their peers.
Yeah.
Do you see Newcastle as your peers? Is what I'm getting at.
No.
All right, fine, done.
No,
That's what I was getting at.
but
If
I-
you see
I-
Newcastle
I
as your peers,
I don't.
you're doing Liverpool a big
No,
disservice.
but I do in terms of they've done well. My expectation of them would be to get back there again. So they're the team that you've got to look out for in terms of
Yeah.
they want to take our spot. Where before Newcastle don't want to take our spot, but now they're like, oh,
Well, it's Newcastle's
just
spot.
like,
You're trying
okay,
to take
look-
Newcastle's
look
spot
at it
because
like
they
this.
came fourth last season.
Look at it
So
like
you
this.
want to take Newcastle's spot.
If you lot go to Brighton, you're looking to win.
Mhm.
Seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And
we
if
know
when they
that-
come to Anfield, you want to win because you know they're going to be there or thereabouts.
Mhm.
You never know what might happen at the end
So
of the
we have
season.
to take points off them.
Yeah.
this is it.
that doesn't mean they're your peers though.
I don't think we can get to it.
What's
I
next?
think we have to,
It
we have to move on.
You like Liverpool on a different category, bro.
So I just want to touch on Tottenham. I know they've played Man United.
Whoa.
We said they've.
Oh my days. What is going on?
Man
Was
United-
that a pause moment? No, Isaac is Isaac's out here.
I'm rewinding it in my brain, but
No.
I still ain't got it
I
yet.
still ain't got it still.
I know what it is.
What is it? Is it when he said touch on Tottenham or something?
Touching on-
That's a come on.
Isaac.
Oh, this guy.
Alright, is this a clap moment? Are we clapping? Are we
No,
clapping?
we're not clapping.
No, we're not clapping. We're not
Keep it
clapping.
in, keep it in, keep it in. Keep it in.
Yeah, so we've said that Man United are a bit Jekyll and Hyde this season. So I don't want to really use them as a mark of where Tottenham are. Like I might be doing Tottenham a bit of an injustice saying that, but they play Arsenal in 2 games' time.
Yeah.
Is that at the Emirates?
Yes.
Do you think that will be a better test of where
course,
Tottenham
100%.
are?
100%.
Even,
But actually-
and again, not a slight, even though you guys haven't been
No, yes.
playing your best
I
football,
don't. Yeah. I
do you still
agree.
think it's a better marker than
It's
the
gonna.
Man United game?
It might be a.
It is.
It might be but it might be a. It is. But on the flip side of things, it's a derby. It's a North London derby. So if things
Yeah,
go
pick it up.
I agree
absolutely
with you.
haywire for them, it's
That's-
a North London derby.
It's an
And
isolation
sometimes that
game.
happens.
Game in isolation. I totally agree with
sometimes
that.
happens.
Yeah, but
So
if they don't turn up, then it is a marker.
Nah, because they
If we
could
make
just
if
do
we
what they
make
was
it so that
doing.
they don't turn up, it's a marker.
She's got a good point. Though.
We
I
could
don't
be
know,
top,
man.
they could be
She's
bottom.
Those
It's
games
still
are
a
different,
totally
man.
different
Those games are
Totally
different.
You
Yeah,
can't.
those
you
games are
can't-
different.
You have to take derby games acting like that as in isolation because it's a different level.
Yeah, but if they don't try to
look
play,
at Liverpool, Everton, look at City, United.
United
Glasgow
could
Celtic.
be playing City next week, and you never know they could beat them.
Yeah,
because it's a derby. It's just it adds a different factor. I think a better test or a better game measure would be someone like
Brighton. That would be
Or,
perfect.
or Newcastle. Or Newcastle,
even
their
Liverpool.
peers, yeah.
Even Liverpool.
Mm.
I think that would be a good test to see where Spurs really are. And I think I'll be honest with you, I think Spurs do Brighton. I think they do Newcastle. They give they give Liverpool a tough game.
No, I don't think they'll do.
terms
I don't
of a
think they'll do
derby,
Brighton.
In terms of a derby, I think that
You know why
it's
I don't-
either a draw. I think it's a draw or it's a snatch win for one of you.
why I slightly disagree with that is if Arsenal beat them, then we'll be like, it's Arsenal, it's a derby, blah blah blah.
No, I'm
If
not going to say,
Spurs-
it's a
If
derby.
Spurs beat Arsenal,
No. It's a derby.
God knows that
bro.
we're not going to be saying, it's a derby. We're going to be saying, Tottenham are actually on stuff.
Yeah,
Am I
because
wrong?
they've come to Emirates and they've beat us.
Okay, so then at the derby things out the window then.
No, I'm saying
only
yes.
saying that
I'm
if
saying
it's-
yes.
if
It
they-
is a test.
If
but
they win
there's
both
still,
ties.
Yeah, if there is, but there's still that derby thing.
The
You
element
can't
of
ignore it.
It's
You
still
can't
there. You can't
ignore it.
ignore that. But if they come to the Emirates and roll
It
Arsenal
is a
over,
great test for
we're
them.
gonna turn around and say Tottenham are the real deal.
Yeah, it's a double-edged
Tottenham
sword.
are the
It's a double-edged sword,
but
right?
if they come to Emirates, we smash them. Cool. Then we go to White Hart Lane and they do us that. Then what?
There's moments in seasons, right? That game at White Hart Lane or wherever their stadium was called is far away from today.
I'm
So
just saying
it's
it
no
wouldn't
real-
it wouldn't surprise me, innit?
It wouldn't surprise me. I get what you're saying,
They
but
beat
like you
us
said,
at
it's
theirs
double-edged
and
sword,
we
isn't
beat
it?
them at-
So are you disappointed if they get a point?
Oh yeah, 100%.
very, very
Oh,
100%,
definitely. When you're
100%.
home, you got to win.
I'm
when you're
expecting
home.
them to
Okay,
beat
all right.
them.
Let me ask you this. I think it's pretty wide thought that City are gonna win the title, right? Based on the current form. Again, anything can happen, anything can change. But just based on the first 4 games, right? If we extrapolate that and just say, and they continue and City got a stroll to the title. So let's remove that, right? Do you still think, are you still disappointed if they come and, I don't know, take a point?
Yeah,
So
definitely.
remove, you're not thinking, because we need to win the title, just in isolation. Arsenal versus Spurs.
Yeah, you got to win when we're at home.
In
Got to win
any
that game.
situation.
Have to win that game.
In any situation.
Yeah,
Any
different
situation.
mindsets
Any
now, mate.
situation.
Regardless of whether you're
Regardless
challenging
of
for
what
the
the
title,
situation is.
regardless of
Any.
whether it's
I'm
just
fuming,
a
I'm
regular
fuming, I'm
game,
fuming.
regardless of whether it's a relegation battle, if Spurs...
If it's a relegation battle, we're both in the thing, then yeah.
I know,
it's still the same.
it's
But
an
if-
example I'm
Yeah,
being.
but if Spurs
Whatever.
are doing this top 4 thing and Arsenal are playing as bad as
Mhm.
Chelsea or even
You're
Luton, for
still
example,
disappointed.
I'll be disappointed, but I'll be happy with a draw if we're like on Luton's level, of course. But
Do you
if
do you think the derby plays into a part in that thought process? The fact that
not
it's a
really,
derby,
because
the
I'm
fact that
half
it's in Tottenham.
expecting. If let's say we're as bad as Luton.
Yeah.
Sorry, Luton fans. I'm half expecting us to lose, but if we get a point, I'm buzzing.
Mm.
But where we're both on a similar level,
I think that's what I was trying to get at.
I'm
Is the
expecting to
derby-
beat them.
Does the derby element have a factor?
it does, because no one
I
wants to
think the
lose to your
derby element
rivals.
is everything.
No
I think
one
it's
wants to lose to your
everything.
rivals,
I don't
we
care
should be
whether
beating
they're
them.
top and we're bottom. It don't really matter. You do not
wanna
want to
win
lose
the
that game. That's the go. Do you know? Have you got to hand their fixture before they play Arsenal?
Yeah, so you've got Everton on Sunday.
Away, yeah.
Then
scared.
you've got PSV. So I was going to say, do you think that playing in the Champions League will have an effect ahead of the game or not?
No, I'll be alright because it's a Sunday game and
We've
it's
done
not
it.
be too
We've
bad.
been-
We're doing
we've been
Wednesday,
doing
Sunday
midweek games anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
They've got Sheffield United
at home.
At home.
Mhm. We should
So
really-
they've got
we should really
a
win
clear
that.
8 days before they play you.
Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, I'm quite looking forward to that just because of Ange. Obviously Arsenal.
It's going to be
on
a
the
big
last-
game.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Huge.
With
Last season.
Arteta's tinkering, I don't think you lot have settled into your 11.
I don't think he's
And I
going to
think-
tinker anymore.
I think
No.
Spurs have.
I think Arsenal ain't
I
been
think
good this
I
season
think he
so
will
far
tinker.
at all.
I think he will tinker. I think he tinkers when certain players are out.
Yeah.
And the way he wants to play, he wants to play a specific way, and that's why he tinkers. But if certain players are fit, he doesn't tinker.
Well, now that Partey's injured, he's not doing that nonsense right back.
Just have it start.
No, but I don't even think it's because of Partey. I think it's because Zinchenko was injured.
We ain't got them in.
Yeah.
He played.
Because for me,
So
at the
you can have
moment,
one in
Arsenal,
You've got Vieira and Jorginho on the bench. Just have it start.
Does have it
For me,
next game.
Vieira
I think
should
Vieira.
Vieira should start for me.
Against Tottenham.
Or Jorginho
It's
even.
time. It's time. That's what everyone was saying, that it was his time for Man United, and then he missed that he missed the kick he missed the ball in the box. But imagine that went in now. Everything changes. Oh yeah, Havertz has arrived. So you never know. It might be his game. Tottenham might be his game. You never know.
I wouldn't start him.
You would or you wouldn't?
I wouldn't. Not at all.
You wouldn't have him on the
Vieira.
bench.
Vieira.
Basuma and Sarr against Rice and
That's nothing, man.
Odegaard.
That's nothing, man.
You know what Odegaard's bringing to the table, man.
So I just want to throw something to Mr. International. In pre-season, I said that your midfield would be Rice, Owen, Havertz.
No, you didn't. Did you say that to me?
And then your
Run the
reply...
tapes.
No, because that's what.
in the group chat, and your reply was...
You said starting.
And your reply was,
go on.
only an idiot.
Go on.
Piece players together.
Remember at the receipt.
Okay, wait.
Only an
I
idiot.
can explain myself.
So I just want to say...
Make your case.
Why is Arteta an idiot?
Good question.
Okay, first of all, you know, Arteta ain't an idiot in my eyes.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm
He
saying
is
to you.
He is the man.
He's the one,
But,
man.
basically, like I just said, he had to do that. This isn't our like starting 11 in my eyes. This isn't our starting 11. Our starting 11 wouldn't be Havertz in midfield. I believe if Partey was fit and Zinchenko was fit, he would have started with those two. Partey wouldn't have been right back. He would have been in the middle, and it would have been Odegaard, Partey, and Rice. That's what I believe. But because there was injuries and Timber got injured, and then Zinchenko got injured. I mean, Zinchenko was injured. That he was playing Partey out of position, and he probably thought put Havertz in from now. Because a lot of people have been saying as well, we should just take him out and slowly put him into the team and whatever. Maybe he did want to do that, but it just wasn't. He couldn't do it at the time because of injuries and whatever. So I believe
he's not an idiot. He's not an idiot.
His hand was
he's not an
forced,
idiot.
essentially.
And to back me up, I didn't believe that was going to be the starting 11. But I
I'm not
did
talking
believe.
about the 11. I'm talking about the midfield three.
No, I didn't believe that. No, but that's what I'm saying. I didn't believe that would be the starting three.
Right.
But I did believe that's where he would play Havertz.
Just
So
not
I didn't. I was one of the
He did
ones
say
that
that.
was saying he isn't playing as a striker
Right. Okay.
when everyone thought he was coming in to play as a striker. I
Huh?
said he ain't going to
We
play
had
as a
Jesus,
striker.
though. Who thought he was playing as a striker?
Everyone thought he was bringing him in and he was going to play up top.
Yeah, 'cause that's
I
his-
said
yeah,
no. He's
Some
going
people
to play in
did
midfield.
think that, yeah.
But I didn't believe that would be the starting. But
Yeah. And to back up what you said as well, a lot of people were wondering why Gabriel didn't play the first few games. A lot of people said it because Zinchenko was injured. I don't know how true this is, because when Zinchenko was fit, Gabriel came back in the team against Man United. I don't know how true that is, but
I think
kind of-
it's a system, innit?
Yeah.
The way they move and then they go into their free when Ben White's on the right back and blah, blah, blah. I think it works together. So when one comes out kind of thing, it's kind of tough to make it work. But obviously,
Listen,
trying to-
Arteta-
it's
okay,
strange.
I'll give you that. That
It's
was
strange.
Thank you.
a well thought out.
Thank you,
answer,
Your Honour.
know?
It's
Arteta said
strange
he
what
was
he's
doing.
doing. It's strange what he's doing, Arteta. It's
He
really
said he's going to
strange.
be unpredictable, and he's doing
And
what
at
he
the
said.
moment, it's taken my confidence level a little bit down from where it was at
Even
the
though
start of
you're
the season.
producing.
I wouldn't say we're producing.
Isn't this the
I
best
say
time?
I think we've been lucky. We've been lucky.
We're getting points.
And at the
we're playing
moment-
well, supposedly.
I would say I don't see a title race for Arsenal this season with the way that
All right.
No,
Chill out.
but with the way that with all the changes
I'm
and
with
things
Daz,
that he's
to be
doing,
honest.
Yeah, you would be with Daz. Of course
and
you
no,
would.
I don't see it. I don't see it. I think we've lost hugely by selling Xhaka because we haven't got a replacement. Havertz is not he's not the guy. Sorry, he's not the guy to go there.
So what
We've got injuries, bro.
about Fabio Vieira?
Possibly, but we don't know. Could possibly
Let's
be.
see when all our players are fit, because he might even play
But
Rice there.
but he's had players fit. He's had more than enough players fit.
Okay, but
He's had 1 or 2 injuries.
But
That's
they
it.
didn't fit what he wanted, his style of what he wanted, basically. He was playing
didn't?
like T just said, he was playing Partey right back.
For no reason when he had other right backs to
because
play there.
Zinchenko was injured, and you know how he likes to play. He likes to have one of his fullbacks inverted, not both of them.
But you could play Ben White at right back. And then you got
But
Gabriel. You got Gabriel sitting on the bench. Why you got Ben White?
Invert?
He doesn't do the inverted.
That's
though.
what I'm
Why
saying.
doesn't Ben White do them?
Because he just
Because
doesn't.
he links with Saka.
But he played in
does the
midfield for
overlapping
Brighton.
runs.
Didn't he play in midfield for
We're not
Brighton and
Brighton,
Leeds?
bro. This is
But
not
that's
Brighton.
not what we do.
It's not Brighton.
This is what we do. Zinchenko.
So what? You tell me
Inverted.
Partey is an inverter. Is Partey an
No,
inverter?
he
Yeah,
isn't,
right?
but
But
he
he's
not
isn't.
got a right back.
He's a DM. But
So why are you
playing
going to play
right
right back then if he's a DM?
I'm
Hey,
just,
how's
It don't
Isaac
make
and keep
sense.
waving at each other? Hello.
I'm just saying.
You're enjoying this,
You
yeah?
know what he
Yeah,
was.
the infighting.
You know what he was doing. You know what he was doing. He
I don't
wanted-
know what he was doing. That was the biggest problem. I don't know what he was doing.
He was
Bro,
playing
he put-
Partey at right back so he could go inverted
Exactly.
into midfield. That's what he was doing.
AFTV.
If you
Centre
put-
circle.
if you
That's
put-
what he was doing.
If you
though.
put a natural centre midfielder at right back, is he not going to naturally gravitate to his position? So he's going to naturally invert, right?
Why would you not just play the right back there?
Because
Because
he
he's not-
wants
he
them to
doesn't-
invert. The fullback, one of them has to invert.
So wait.
That's what you're gonna play
Oh
that
my
guy
gosh.
there.
If you want someone to invert,
Yeah,
would you rather a right back invert or
That-
that-
if
that's
you
never
do
done
that
it.
out of
That's
position
never done
to
it.
do it.
invert?
that's never
Why
done
do you
it.
think Tierney's not on the books anymore, bro? Because he can't invert.
But why would you put a midfielder out?
Because he's going to
take
naturally
him out his whole
gravitate to his position.
To take his out his whole position. But
Because
then-
guess what? He can go
he
right
be
back,
right back,
and go
though?
into centre midfield. And when he's in centre midfield, because we got so much of the ball all the time, he's gonna have the ball all the time. That's gonna be his
it's
natural
not going to
thing.
be all the time. So what about when he's got to be a right back? Is that
Well,
not a
we've
problem?
seen it not work because he's not a right back.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
when
But
we
we
have-
got there in the end.
Alright, guys, let's wrap this up. So we've spoken about we've spoken about teams so far. Any players stand out? Disappointments? I haven't really mentioned about players.
Paqueta stood out for me.
Yeah, and considering he was
job.
on the verge of a move to
Yeah.
Manchester City.
I'm so happy
Yeah.
that didn't happen.
I'm so happy that didn't happen.
Great.
He's playing.
Did they sign Neves from?
Yeah, they got
Neves?
Wolves. Yeah, yeah.
Neves?
Not Neves, bro.
Neves.
Not Neves. Mateus, bro.
Neves is getting that sad.
Mateus,
It's
bro.
Nunes, isn't it?
Mateus,
Nunes.
Sorry.
Matthias Nunes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, Paqueta, I think
Good
that's
player.
a really good one.
Mm.
Like, if Man City come in for you, your head could be turned.
Mm.
Kind of lose your head if the deal doesn't go through, which it didn't. But he just kind of hit the ground,
He's playing for January, isn't it?
and yeah, it could be.
He's playing for January.
He could be.
Was it because of the betting scandal? Was that
Yeah,
was
apparently.
that why
I think
the
that
deal never
probably
happened?
played a part.
Yeah. That's,
Yeah, that probably played
Mm.
a part. The City said, whoa, sort that out, buddy.
Yeah.
we don't want to touch that.
Yeah.
We've got enough scandals to worry
Yeah.
about over here.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Rice.
He can wait for you to say that. Is
No,
there anyone
I'm,
Rice?
I'm not. I'm not.
No, you're putting.
This
it
is
out
the
there.
Arsenal.
Yeah.
No, I'm asking
Yeah.
you
You
lot.
know what?
Are you lot surprised or
No, I always thought Rice would do well and elevate your team. Like I said it before, it got signed. A lot of players, a lot of people kind of took a bit of slight on Rice because of who he played for.
Mm.
And I think when you're at West Ham, you're on the back foot a lot more in it. So obviously he did kind of get the ball, turn out and do the odd forward pass, where now at Arsenal he's on the ball a lot more. You can see like his range of passing, how he gets about on the pitch, etc. And I think it's a perfect profile for you lot.
With all due respect, Keith, yeah, you're not the one to ask, bro. This is the troll you need to ask, bro.
No,
Ask
and
him
I'm
his
happy.
I'm waiting for him.
I'm happy he came to me because do you remember last season in the FPL? What was I
remember.
doing with Rice?
definitely remember?
Do you remember?
definitely remember.
Me and
But-
Dane were going back and forth arguing about why would you put a DM in your fantasy
But
team?
he was playing for West Ham them times.
But what was he doing?
He was playing
scored
well.
the-
he was
he
getting
scored
points.
goals,
He scored the-
He
Yeah.
would get assists or he would get goals. And what would I say to you in the group?
Yeah.
Look at who he's playing with. Like he's having to do 2 or 3 jobs. If he had decent players around him, which he does now, you will actually see a very good version of
better version of
Rice,
Rice, yeah.
right? So that's the case. He's gone into the Arsenal team. They've slotted him in around better players. What's happened? He's elevated. I'm not surprised. My surprise is just it's Sobo. I didn't expect him to hit the ground running.
Yeah, I agree.
He has. He looks very comfortable. And I'd say probably Chelsea and like Caicedo. He looks.
What about your other guy?
He looks shocking.
McAllister.
No, yeah, even him. What are you lot thinking?
Yeah, he's been solid, man. Like, I think the reason why he hasn't had the reviews as much is because of the position he's been playing. He's in a huh?
DM.
Yeah, like he's essentially been a DM, which isn't, like I say, it's not his best position. I think.
What is his best position? I'm not even.
Good question.
I think if he plays in DM, he goes.
Real with you.
You don't see anything.
I'm gonna be totally real with you. I've never actually sat and paid attention to Ali McAllister.
But does that mean he's not good enough then?
No, I'm not saying he's not. I'm not saying he's not good enough. I'm just saying I've never sat down and gone, let me focus, look at him and look at his qualities.
But do you do that with players though? Because you just naturally see the players' ability.
There's that. No,
when he plays for his club, yeah. When they play for your club,
Exactly.
No, there's two things here. If a player's really good, you can't fail. You can't not notice.
So you've had 4 games
right?
and you've not noticed.
But number 2,
he's not played in his position, and I think he's invisible.
You also sit down and actually focus on player watch, right?
Yeah.
Player cam. To Keith's point, and like T said, he's not been played in his position, so he's not stood out. But he's just done the basics. He's been tidy, and that in itself is a good thing. Yeah. If a player's tidy and gets right, and he's not called out because he's bad, he's not called out because he's good.
True.
That's also a good sign of a decent player. He's come in, he's done what he's needed to do. He's gone under the radar.
Agree.
Do you know what I mean? So clearly he's a good player. I'm just saying, me personally, and I know a lot of people be like, aren't you a Liverpool fan? Yeah, so what? I've never actually sat down and just said, let me look at him and what his best qualities are.
Sometimes you do player cam a certain player in certain games,
Yeah.
etc. No, he done a job in it. Like as a DM, what I like in that DM position, when he picks up the ball, where we had Hendo playing there, he would sideward pass. McAllister, head is up, forward. And he's always looking for that ball for Salah. Like he played the ball to Salah that set up Diaz's goal
against Chelsea.
Yeah,
and
it wasn't an easy pass.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
That's what I like about him. And he's like an 8. So when he plays for Argentina, he's got Enzo looking after him, so he can get about.
And the Paul.
That's their middle 3.
Yeah.
So I think once we've got an established,
because I was having this conversation with a few groups actually, and I think the next time Liverpool play, I'm actually just going to play a cam and I might even go back to some old games and just sit and, just look at his qualities. And there's a lot of people say, oh, he's a good player, he's tidy, this and that. And I'm just like, never actually noticed.
I think he's one of those players.
I've never actually noticed it.
I've got 2 more for you guys.
Okay.
Because you lot have had a little revamp, ain't you? So.
A little revamp.
So the DM, the guy that you bought
Endo.
Put in DM, what are you lot saying?
Give him time.
I don't know.
Give him time.
Has he come on?
He's played. He started.
He came on against Villa when we had 10 men. And then he played against he played against Newcastle. We had 10 men. So it's hard to kind of gauge because obviously our backs were against the wall, especially in the Newcastle game.
Okay.
So
for sub in the last
game. And for Endo as well, I mean, it's a case for me, give him time. He looked a little slow. In terms of like this, in terms of the speed of the game. They said that the English game or the style of the Premier League is very, very fast tempo. And a lot of players have said that. A lot of top level players. The one that always comes to mind, I think I said this on the last pod, the pod before, was Xabi Alonso. He started very slow and he's openly said, it was the ball was just game was flying past me. And I think it was after the injury he realised, I need to be quicker, right? And a few other players have said the same thing. I think for Endo as well, it's the same. Is give him a few games, he'll get up to the speed of it, and he will stand out. If you look at the game against against Germany, he was everywhere. He was breaking up the play. He was there. So he has the ability.
He needs to get up to speed.
I just think he needs to get up to speed. That's it.
One more, and this is open to the Arsenal lads as well. Since Endo, we can't really get into it like that much, but where do you see Gakpo for you lot this season?
Where's he been playing first and foremost?
So the first 2-3 games he played in midfield because we didn't have a DM.
As in like the 8?
Yeah, so he was like
the 10.
So the 10. Sorry, so he was like the support for the strikers. Okay. He's a goal scorer.
That's just made me laugh. he has something to say, I think, about Gakpo.
No, I was waiting. I was just waiting. No, that nothing to say. No, I was listening.
You put it open to the floor.
No, I've not really seen him much this season, so I defer to your expertise.
He's watched Liverpool, but he's not seen them much.
For me, I like him as a number 9. Like I said, he gives me shades of Firmino in terms of his feet and how he moves with the ball.
I don't see this show. You've been saying this since last season.
You said that. I know you haven't. I disagree. I disagree.
I don't see that shout, bro.
Like, I'm not saying like full form Firmino. Like there are glimpses like where Firmino to drop off and he could drive with the ball. Like I can see glimpses, and you can see when he plays for Holland. Like he scored in the last 2 games for Holland. Like he's a goal scorer. The goals will. I'm not worried about Gakpo at all personally.
I think Isaac is.
All right, so for me, Gakpo plays best when he's out on the wing, right?
Which one?
The left.
The left. He played nowhere else.
For PSV, he played on the left wing. For Holland, he plays on the left wing. He scores goals from the wing.
Okay.
Now, his problem is he's not better than Diaz, and he's not displacing Mo Salah. So he has to play through the middle, right? And so far, I just don't see it working with him through the middle. But his saving grace is that Nunes is just erratic and hasn't settled. And I think once Nunes settles, Gakpo's benched.
Who is the best in the middle? Because obviously Salah and Diaz is that's set.
Yeah, who would you?
So you've got 3 players. You've got Nunes, Jota, and
Jota.
You think Jota?
Go through the middle.
Yeah,
Through the middle. Nunes and
Jota's cold.
I think even Jota's better out.
I think Jota's. He is. So this is the thing. Jota's presence through the middle is just. I think that's his biggest problem, right? If we're trying to put him as the focal point, as the number 9, he just doesn't have enough of a presence, right? Don't get me wrong. He still knows what he's doing. He can still operate and
he can
score
finish.
goals.
He can finish. Yeah.
But like you said, I'd prefer him off the left or off the right or as a support striker, or even in the 10. Do you know what I mean? But I think, I don't think he's not going to give us what Firmino gave us. He's not going to give us that prolific number 9. Diaz and, like you said, Diaz and Salah have locked the wings down. So it's like out of them 3, who plays through the middle?
It's a surprise.
It's a good problem to have. Like we got options.
Yeah, it's definitely a good problem.
I'm not. I think based on how we started this season, I didn't expect to be undefeated at this point, considering we were playing Newcastle and Chelsea away. So I'm quite happy. A player for me, I think West Ham's goalkeeper Areola has done really well this season.
Yeah,
I didn't realise he was French. He's the French number 2 goalkeeper.
He's
I
good.
didn't realise that
He's
till the weekend.
He's been in and around the French squad for a long time.
Yeah, I wasn't aware. Like I wasn't
From when he was at PSG.
Yeah,
What happened to Fabianski?
been dropped. Like,
And he's not happy about it.
Yeah.
He's not happy about
He
it.
came out and said he's not happy.
that's his business.
Is it? Exactly.
But yeah, the obvious ones, you got Mount, who hasn't been great.
Nah.
That wasn't a surprise, though. That's not a surprise.
No, that is a surprise to me. I thought he would have been all right at Man United. I thought he would have been all right at Man United. I swear down, I thought he would have been a runner.
In that position.
Yeah, I thought he would. Well, I don't know about that, but I thought he would
position?
have gave mad. I thought he would have given energy.
Okay, but what position?
I don't know.
If you're Man United gaffer and you're sorting out,
I don't know. I swear down, I don't know. I'm not even gonna try and figure it out. I don't know.
I'm not even going to try and figure it out.
But I thought he would have brought a bit more energy, a bit more quality than what they have, because the quality that they have is really just.
So you think he's a good enough player
For Man United, yeah.
I think he's a good
Yeah.
player.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think he's a good
I think so. They got Antony and Sancho.
Oh, rude.
No, they do. That's
Rude.
That's
All
what they
right,
have.
so that's a good point.
Mm.
With Antony now on hiatus and Sancho, we don't know if he's
Mount.
gonna. We
Is
don't
he-
know if
is
he,
he fit?
is
He's not
this
fit.
an opportunity
He's
for
injured.
Mason Mount.
Is he actually injured?
No,
I
he's
thought he
injured.
was
He's
coming
injured.
back.
He's injured.
Mount's
Okay,
injured.
but let's just say he's not
I would
injured.
play him.
Let's just say he's not injured
I
and
would
there's an
play him.
opportunity.
Play him.
You
Where?
play him.
100%.
what? Okay,
Right.
so
Left
No
or right?
wing.
All right. Okay.
I would, yeah.
right wing.
I don't know if
Well,
that's
I wouldn't play him there.
I wouldn't play him
I
there,
wouldn't
bro.
play him there.
Why not?
I wouldn't play him there. still.
No.
Why not?
I'd play
Langa
him.
leaving's looking a bit techie now, isn't it?
What they say,
Yeah,
Palestri, innit? Will come through.
Oh,
Palestri.
Palestri.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or what? Garnacho.
Oh yeah, he'll have
Mm.
to play. Another one, Iwani for
Who?
Nottingham Forest.
Yeah.
Nottingham Forest.
But this guy never said difficult names, you know. He's smart, but if
Bruv, it's not difficult. I'm Nigerian, bro. I would have said that name like it's back of my hand, bro.
He's been serious. He's been playing
This is
serious.
Awoniyi.
He keeps playing like that. He's gonna get a move, mate.
Back to Liverpool.
Back to Liverpool.
Who knows?
What, so you have more competition?
No, I don't, because he used to play for.
I think he'll end up in Spain, man.
You think so?
Yeah.
But we end up in Saudi, bro.
I think he'll end up.
Of my people love money, bro. You better you'll go there quick, bro.
Pass that on you.
So yeah, you just want to touch on like a little striker debate that we had in the group chat. Just kind of ranking. Are they the first choice strikers for the teams? I noticed that Tottenham had 2 players in there, so
It was really strange.
I'm going to discredit
Where it was
Richarlison.
it was what was it? The Sky. What was it?
Saturday Social.
It was
Saturday
really
So
strange.
Saturday Social put up
ranking.
a post
Ranking
the
number
And
nine.
our editor
number
will
nines,
put
and
the
they
graphic on the screen at this point.
Excluded Haaland.
Looks at Mark.
yeah.
Excluded Haaland. So
So you going to go for it? You going to run for it?
So tier A is
yeah, go on.
So yeah, we said it, excluding Haaland.
Any notables in there that we would change? 100%.
There's a
All
lot.
right, let's
There's a
read
lot,
them.
man.
So
Yeah.
everyone get it up. So we.
all right. So
sing it
tier
from the
A
same.
is Ivan Toney, Julian Alvarez, and Heung-min Son. Tier B is Gabriel Jesus, Ollie Watkins, and Alexander Isak. Tier C is Solanke, Ferguson, Nicholas Jackson from Chelsea, Darwin Núñez, Taiwo Awoniyi, and Mikel Antonio. Tier D is Zeki Amdouni, Beto, Rasmus Højlund. That is crazy.
Mhm.
Cameron Archer. Tier E is Odson Edward, Raul Jimenez, Carlton Morris, Richarlison, and Fabio Silva.
They took the piss with
No.
Richarlison. That's an absolute limit.
I'm sorry.
That's an absolute
But
limit.
reading that now,
No.
tier D and E is
First
crazy.
of all, that's
dude.
exactly what I was going to say. First of all, the whole of D can move to E.
100%.
That doesn't make sense.
100%.
You can't, because what's his name? Højlund.
Yeah.
Højlund come on, for 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Against Arsenal? So
And they've
I think
already ranked.
Solanke
So
needs
they're
to drop
ranking him
down
above
and
Raul
join them
Jimenez.
lot as well.
Needs to drop down.
Yeah, he needs to drop down and join them
Richarlison,
lot.
even though I would say he's dead, he ain't doing nothing at Tottenham, but he's still done bits
Yeah.
at Everton. Like he's got a
He was
Prem
Brazil's
record.
number 9 at the World Cup. He's got to
Yeah.
go.
Can we confirm that A and B are certified?
No, I'm not having. I'm
No.
not having Alvarez on A. I'll drop him down one level.
Not having as A.
No,
What?
I'm not having Alvarez on A. No.
He's on pace to be a top 3
Not having him
goal
down as A.
scorers.
All right,
Personally.
what are we looking at here? Goals only.
Yeah,
Because when you say just goals,
Was it just goals? I thought it was player. I
It
thought
can't
that's
be
what I was
player.
saying.
Because
Striker,
if it's
yeah.
player, then you're moving.
Because I'm
Jesus
having
up.
I'm moving
Yeah, I'm
Jesus.
You're moving
swapping them
Jesus
two. I'm swapping
That's
out.
what
As,
Jesus.
as the post was looking at the best striker, excluding Haaland, and I'm assuming they're excluding Haaland because
But
he's
are we
just
changing?
a
Are we
goal
changing it to
machine.
player though? Or
He would just
striker?
be plus.
I'm
He'll be
looking
A
at
plus
player.
basically. Yeah, but
Okay, let's look at it as player. Just as the
All round.
all
The goals
game.
are
Player,
above it,
Jesus
but
as
he's-
a
I
goal.
wouldn't-
think
I
we should
wouldn't
just
swap
look at
Alvarez. I wouldn't swap Alvarez
goal
for Jesus. No
scorers.
way.
I just think we should look at them as goal scorers.
You've been outvoted. Sorry, bro.
Wow.
We're looking at it as players.
As players.
I think
Player
that's
for
just
player.
going to be a techie
Player
conversation.
for player.
Jesus is better than Alvarez.
Bro,
No, but I wouldn't to say I would leave Alvarez there, and I would
I'd
put
leave-
Jesus,
yeah,
I'd
Jesus up.
put Jesus up.
I
leave
wouldn't.
Alvarez.
I wouldn't take Alvarez out. He scores goals.
Where's
And
Callum
we're looking
Wilson?
at the player. He is a good player, and he bangs goals.
Well,
So
it's meant to
I
be
can't
one
really-
player per team, but they
Well,
put two
two
in for
Tottenhams, isn't
Newcastle
it?
for Tottenham. But it's meant to be one per team.
Exactly.
You can't put Darwin and Jackson on the same.
Yeah, I think
Jackson
that-
is Jackson.
Why not?
Jackson is not
That's
C.
rude. Nah,
Jackson is not
Okay,
C.
That's
it's
rude.
not, let's,
Mm.
why not?
That's rude.
Who?
How
Why
is it
not?
rude?
Why not what?
Because I don't think
Núñez and Jackson on the same
No,
level.
no,
I
no,
think
no,
Jackson
no,
gives
no.
you. What has
As much
Jackson
as-
done that you're putting down on the same level?
No.
Bruv, he's been getting chances and he's
No,
scored.
no.
He's not scored all of them.
He looked great in
He looks
pre-season.
raw, and as
Not
well,
anymore.
they both look raw.
Nah, Darwin don't look as raw as
And
Jackson.
even Ferguson,
Darwin
I'm
don't look
putting
as
up
raw as
Ferguson.
Jackson. What, you putting him to B?
I'm putting Ferguson.
Nah,
up.
you've had a head loss, bro.
No, it's quality.
Slow down,
It's
bro.
quality.
He is quality, but come
He's
on, he hasn't
quality.
done anything for you to say he's.
He's
Put him up
quality,
to
but
B.
we need to
I'm
slow
not
it
putting
down.
him
Even
up
his
to
hat trick was a bit
Bro,
shaky. Like
kicked
he's
it
got a
off
hat
the
trick.
team.
Like, all that.
Hat
Like,
trick,
come
you know,
on,
man
man.
said his hat trick is shaky. It's a
Of
hat
course.
trick.
Nah,
man.
it's
It's
a
a hat
hat
but-
trick still. But if I'm
Yeah,
trying
yeah.
to shoot there and I kick it off, Isaac's head and it goes in.
No, man. A hat trick's a hat trick.
That's mad.
That's
Yeah, he's just
Nicholas Jackson cannot be in the same tier as Evan Ferguson, Darwin Núñez, and Awoniyi.
I think that Núñez and Jackson are. What's that mean?
Nah.
Spider-Man, yeah? Looking at each other.
Yeah.
You're looking at it at the chaotic side of things here. But I get that. But I still think Núñez's chaos works more than Jackson's. And he bangs goals. And he does he does a madness. I've only seen a madness from Jackson pre-season.
Even if you just base it on what Núñez did before he went to Liverpool and what Jackson has done before he went to
I don't know what
Chelsea.
he done before. No one knows where them players came from. The 25 black brothers that came to Chelsea with plats. No one knows where they came from.
25 black players. Yeah.
I swear to God.
Yeah, I think, like Isaac said, you drop the whole of D level with E. I think you could put Edouard and Solanke, move Solanke down to D, Edouard up to D.
Yeah, Edouard's. Yeah, he should.
Richarlison.
And leave.
Richarlison.
He's got to go 2 levels up. He should
For
be down 2
historical
levels.
purposes, I'd move him up to D.
Richarlison, Jimenez, Edouard can go in D.
No, not
Okay.
Jimenez.
So
No,
for a bit,
no.
so for sake of organisation,
No.
right,
Wolves,
and hopefully,
for Wolves, I'll give it.
Mark can impose this on the screen as we discuss it. Right.
Yeah, but it has to be unified though. You can't just have.
I know that's
Your
what we're gonna
take
do.
is
We're gonna agree on tiers because
Okay.
we could be here forever, right? So let's look at tier A. Are we happy with tier A as it is, or would you add
I'm
or
adding.
remove?
So we're adding
Adding.
Jesus.
Jesus.
So that's okay. We're
Not
unanimous
removing.
on
Not removing Alvarez.
anyone, and we're adding Jesus. So
Yeah.
our tier A would be Tony, Alvarez, Son, and Jesus.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So tier B, then that's Watkins and Isaac. Are we happy with that, or are we add in?
Watkins
Remove.
and Watkins and Isaac is fine.
Yeah, I'm happy with
Yeah,
that.
that's fine.
I'm happy.
You leave that.
I'm even looking at Son in A. A
Nah.
bit shaky.
Nah, get out of here.
No.
Remember, he
Son
don't
is
really
the
play
same.
there.
No, but he will now.
He will now.
Oh, yeah.
He will now.
Yeah, I think
So what, you tell me not Núñez and that ain't as good as Watkins?
No.
Nah,
No,
Nah.
not
Watkins and Isaac.
he should be, but
That's-
it's not.
We need to do this. We're gonna do this. Let's do this prompt
Right now. Okay,
and just boom.
so B is Watkins and Isaac.
No, because we're just gonna keep
Yeah,
chatting
things,
about
innit?
it.
Well, you can't agree if
Isaac
you don't
and-
agree, bruv.
No, only does.
It's not true.
Done. Outvoted. Watkins, Isaac,
Okay.
Yeah.
B.
So tier C.
Solanke that
Needs
moves
to drop
down.
down.
No, he
So
dropped
Evans,
Jack-
Núñez,
Evans, Núñez, Awoniyi, and
Antonio.
Antonio.
Evans, Núñez, and Antonio. So
I
you're
don't know
dropping
if I-
down Jackson, Awoniyi, and
No,
Solanke?
Awoniyi
No,
stays.
Awoniyi
Okay.
stays.
Do you
So
know
you're just
what-
dropping down Jackson and Solanke.
Yeah.
What about Evan Ferguson, Núñez, and Awoniyi?
Yeah, they will
I ain't
stay.
gonna lie,
And,
from what I've seen of
and
Holland,
everyone else goes down.
From what I've seen of Holland, I think he should go up
No,
to C still.
Antonio stays on C, just Solanke goes down, and Jackson goes down to D.
Okay.
I'm with
So
you
you're
on
keeping
that.
Antonio.
Holland should go
Yeah,
up to-
I-
to-
No,
Yeah,
he
Antonio
he
can
looks
stay,
very
man.
From what I've
scary.
seen, he should go up to C, bruv.
Who?
Holland, because he might even be in B at
Who?
some point.
Rasmus.
Allow
Rasmus.
it, man.
Too
We
early.
haven't even
Too
seen
early.
him.
I'm just saying from what I've seen. I'm not saying do it.
Come on, let's
I'm
be
not saying
real.
do it. I'm just saying from what I've seen,
Nah.
it'll be up.
Okay. So tier C is Ferguson, Núñez, Awoniyi, and Antonio.
Yep.
Right. So tier D. are we-
Antonio.
Solanke.
So Solanke, Jackson, Hoyland.
What?
Why are you putting
What?
Hoyland in D?
No,
Hoyland
D
should
ain't
be
in
E.
D.
So
All
Hoyland-
of them are in the E, bro. All of D goes into E. Fuck that, man. How?
Yeah.
Who have you seen here do anything?
You know what? I'm not
Okay.
gonna lie.
So
Wait, where's
D-
Richarlison?
so
Richarlison.
D-
No,
should
we're
be in
gonna
C.
we're gonna move.
Oh.
We're gonna talk about E. Who
Alright.
needs to go up?
All right. So
But
D for
that
now
D-
is Solanke and Jackson.
Yes.
And everyone else
And
is
then,
there.
and then E is
That's a whole squad, bro.
so E is everyone apart from Richarlison.
No, I'd move Edouard and Richarlison up to D.
Nah, leave Edward where he is, bro. Leave Edward where he is, bro.
Do you know what?
I'm not-
On a
Richarlison
grand
definitely
scheme
has
of
to go up.
things, I would
Richarlison
leave
has to
him.
go up.
Yeah, I'd
Edward
leave
where he
it.
is, bro.
I would leave him.
So
Richarlison has to
But
go up.
so
Okay, so-
Jimenez, actually Jimenez does.
Nah,
Don't
Jimenez
do
got to
nothing.
stay.
But I'm
Jimenez hasn't
thinking
scored
Wolves
in
though.
26
No,
games.
No,
bro.
not Wolves. We're not
But he
going back
hasn't
to that
scored
far.
in. Okay, which
God.
Jimenez are we talking
Nah,
about?
forget.
then?
E.
So-
Richarlison
So
can move up.
So who's on?
D is Solanke, Jackson, and Richarlison.
I'll put Richarlison up 2
Wait,
levels.
leave Hoyland
I
there,
think
man.
he's
You
got
lot
two.
take
I think
it.
he's
You're
got two.
bonkers, mate.
No,
No
Richarlison
way.
has got 2
No,
levels.
you've been outvoted.
2
Sorry.
levels.
I'm putting him up to C.
Nah, you've been outvoted.
Richarlison
He's been
has 2
outvoted.
levels.
2 levels, bro.
Majority rules, bro.
He's been
Nah,
outvoted.
man,
2
I'm putting him with
levels.
Antonio. I'm not saying
He's been
Antonio's
there,
way
man.
better than Richarlison.
They look the same.
All right,
Antonio looks better.
So E is everyone apart from Richarlison.
Why is
All right.
Hoyland going down to E though? I don't get
Who?
it. Hoyland.
Because he hasn't done
He hasn't
anything.
done
He
anything.
hasn't played
Come
enough,
on,
man.
He had a
And two
little
10 minutes.
rumble and tumble with Gabriel, and you want to put him, and you want to put him above.
He's
I'm
had
not gonna lie.
10
If
minutes.
there was an F, I'm putting Silva on F.
Anthony's making his own team.
That E weren't good enough, you know. That's fair enough, bro.
Nah, but he's been awful since he
Oh,
started.
I don't even
They
know
paid-
who that Luton Town forward is, but
Yo.
That was fun
They
talking
paid
about
worse
that.
than him, you know. That's mad.
All right, we've got a couple more things to touch on. A little bit of a serious note. So we're going to go to Statement FC, as Man United are known as, over the last few weeks.
Jeez, bro.
So the winger Antony has agreed to delay his return back to the club to address
I thought they
allegations.
suspended him.
No.
Nah,
No,
so
no.
You know Man United get worded,
Mutual agreement.
Yeah.
because addressed allegations of assault made against him from his ex-partner. So he was called up to the Brazil squad. Brazil, maybe a week or so later, they withdrew him from the squad due to the allegations. And then it kind of seems that Man United's hands were forced because the Brazil national team took action. It's a tough one. Like, how do they manage it? Is it a case of should he just be out of the limelight until it's been resolved? Will there be backlash? Now they've taken him out of essentially training or whatever. We don't know for how long it's going to be. Like, how do they manage it? Like, should he just stay away till it's
They
all
can't.
blown
Yeah,
over?
literally, they
Yeah.
can't.
Stay away.
I mean, it's one of the we've seen what happened with the Greenwood situation.
Yeah.
My view is, just keep him over there in Brazil. Let the events unfold.
Yeah.
Let the police do their investigations, and then we'll see what happens from there. And I don't think anything else should be done, said. That I don't think you'll see anything else other than what the police now say.
I actually think it's getting serious.
Yeah, because there's 3 people now that have accused
It's
him.
getting serious because these
3?
allegations,
Oh,
these allegations was from a while back, innit?
Yeah.
So
One was quite recent. I think as recent as a
so,
few
and
months
then
ago.
now there's like new allegations that's come out,
Yeah.
and like the national team, who not saying saying they wouldn't care, but it's like it's in England. You play for the national team, you can come here and play. Like, it's not like a club or anything like that in Manchester kind of thing where it happened. They're saying things happen. So for them to say no,
But they apparently,
and he's done a interview on Brazilian TV, it's like now these things are starting to come out that's a bit more serious now. And it seems like, and then now Man United saying, oh, I feel like you need to clear this up before.
I mean, it's one of those things. It's in this day and age, and in the generation, the social media generation that we're in, a lot of things get put out, and until they're verified or at least cleared, and it's a reliable source or it's a reliable piece of information. I don't want to say you take everything with a pinch of salt, but you kind of have to.
You do have to.
You have
Yeah.
to.
You do have to.
We don't want to get into a culture of where we just disbelieve women, We have to take everything seriously until it's proved otherwise. I think apparently one of the accusers has asked the police in Brazil, in Sao Paulo, civil police to get involved or to investigate. So, yeah, again, it's just a situation of we just have to see how the events unfold.
Yeah, I agree. I think he should stay away from kind of Man United football duties until it's
they're going to
resolved.
keep him away. Yeah.
Even if it takes months, etc. I don't think they want another scandal of what happened last time. I think hopefully United would have learned the lesson of how they handled the Greenwood incident and the potential integration back into the team, etc. So,
I think a charge is coming because he's only been like arrested, innit? Or the allegations have been made, and
I don't
we all
think
know
he's been
like
arrested. I think it's
it's
just
all
allegations.
allegations or just an arrest. doesn't really prevent players from playing or whatever. Usually, if you get arrested or an allegation is made, you still carry on as normal until a charge has come. So I feel like a charge is coming and they know it's coming, or the charge is coming. In my eyes, I feel like it's getting a bit more serious.
As fans, we make jokes about it and banter. Like a lot of people have been bantering Partey for a while because of allegations. Same with Antony, it's going to happen. But I think, like Isaac just said, we have to take everything with a pinch of salt, because if you look at the Mendy situation, it ruins careers. If this is all lies, this could potentially ruin Antony's career.
Yeah, but like I say, we don't know in it. Like, if it is untrue, it could ruin careers. If it is true, then
he's a scum and good. Yeah. If it's true, then he's scum and good.
Can I say something to that though? Even though it's a bit techie, but you know, so we've all known players to go out on the lash, as they say, and get into fights or whatever. But why are not these? The Greenwood one was very different, innit? But let's say Antony's one is basically assaulting a woman, like hitting her or something like that. But when like I say, you get into a fight or something, a player with a man, it's never spoken about kind of thing. It's never a club statement thing.
Maguire got done in Greece.
Yeah, Greece. Was it Greece or Santorini?
It happened with Steven Gerrard in a nightclub. It's happened with a few England
Commander
players.
Cells most recently.
Yeah, so
nothing's really come of it, but I mean,
it's not as prevalent because I don't think.
And on top of that, they're two different things. I get the point you're trying to make, but I think the severity of them are two different things, right? And in the sense of a man going out partying and having a scrap with another man is different as opposed to
a lady.
Exactly.
It's the same in society, Like if me and you was having a fight outside, people will be like, "Oh, there's two guys fighting." If you was having a fight with a girl, then everyone would be like, "It's just a totally different reaction," and rightly so.
Yeah.
I think there needs to be more done when the situation occurs that it's a lie or it's false. Like, for example, the situation with the stalker, Mason Mount. Was it Mason Mount or Ben Chilwell, their stalker?
Yes.
Did she get like a suspended jail sentence or something like that? But those kind of situations need to be put on blast more, right? As equal as the situations where Greenwood is and he becomes this scum, and he is quite rightly so scum, as we all saw the videotape. You never put your hands on a female, on a woman, and it's just completely wrong, and we all agree to that, right?
Facts.
And they get put on blast and careers ruined, and rightly so. But I feel like there should be a balance of when it comes out and it's not the case, those perps should be blown up.
Held accountable. Consequences.
As much. That's just my view.
It's true.
Just because look, we don't want anyone doing it. We don't want any DV. We don't want any hoaxes. We don't want any of it. So they all should be, I'm not saying that the hoax is as bad, but I mean they need
dealt
to
with
be
accordingly.
Dealt with accordingly, and to a point where no one else wants to do. Someone's going to think twice about doing it the next time.
Yeah, 100%. So we have to wait and see how that plays out. So he's going to wrap up with just a few more points. So Luis Rubiales has said he's going to resign as the Spanish Football Federation president.
Good.
Interesting how Piers Morgan gets all these exclusives. So there's an interview with Rubiales and Piers Morgan, I think airing tomorrow, where he's explaining his decisions to resign, when we all know why it is.
I don't know why it took so long. Why did it take so long?
I think
he said he wasn't going to, innit?
No, he said he was trying to ride it out, but in the end,
his hand has been
they said they weren't going to play.
And the manager, the Spain manager, has also been sacked within
Jorge Villa or Valde?
Valde, has been sacked. And then 2 bits today. So apparently Sancho and Ten Hag were meeting this afternoon to kind of discuss how things were going to move forward, considering the fallout from last week. We don't know the outcome of that yet, but I'm sure some mole at the Athletic.
How do you think things move forward from here?
I think Sancho leaves.
He can't.
Personally.
For
No,
Saudi?
in January.
For Saudi or... What do you mean he can't? Saudi still open?
No,
it's
not
still
Saudi.
close. It's still close.
Yeah, I think they get some, like, it's very hard to come back from
Yeah,
signing a
very,
manager.
very.
And it was like hours after the post-match press.
It's not even just that. I said it last time. It's very hard to come back from criticising your
He
players.
didn't really criticise him though.
He didn't criticize him.
Sancho didn't criticise Ten
He
Hag.
didn't really
He said
criticize
he
him.
No,
lied.
I'm
He
saying
didn't
Sancho
criticise
didn't
him,
criticise
but-
Ten
He
Hag.
just said he lied.
No, he didn't
He
criticize
said,
him.
I am ready to play.
But
I
he
have
essentially
like,
called
yeah.
him a liar in
Yeah,
public.
called him a
Then
liar.
don't out me in public.
But
No, but that's the same thing that he said. What did he say before about Ronaldo? He said something similar.
Yeah, and then Ronaldo come out and done the
Yeah.
whole, and then look what happened.
So
Ronaldo's
he's got
gone.
previous.
Yeah,
Ronaldo's
he has,
gone.
yeah.
No, but what you got to think is that Sancho being ready might not be Ten Hag's being ready, innit?
Mm.
So if you're training and you're like, oh yeah, I've done well, but it's not to the manager's standard, it's your standard don't matter, innit? You've got to be at my level.
Exactly, I'm the one picking the team.
I get what you lot are saying,
yeah.
but I feel like there's some mad miscommunication
100%,
going on.
100%.
Because, okay, I haven't trained well enough to be put into the squad. The team has said Sancho isn't ready for this game. Cool. Have you come to me and told me that? Have you just told me, oh, well done this week?
Exactly.
Like, what?
Yeah, we don't
Because
know
I've
for
trained, I'm ready, I'm fit.
That's the whole pep telling man, you've done well, bench this.
and then
Puts in check for what?
telling everyone, I'm not
Yeah.
ready.
Because he feels like
I
he's
think it's a
done well.
cop-out. I think it's a cop-out.
From who?
From the manager.
Yeah,
I think,
big time.
like,
You shouldn't have thrown him on the
I
bus.
can't imagine Sancho is training to a point of view that he can't even make the squad.
Mm.
Like, he would know if his training was that bad. Like, so you're telling me Sancho was the worst player in training every single day for that whole week?
But you don't necessarily have to be the worst player. But if I've got a system, and in that system there's certain things I need you to do specifically, and you're not showing them in training, then regardless of how well you feel like you're doing, you might be dubbing man up. The balls might be crisp. You might be performing in terms of the cardio, the stats, numbers. But if you're not showing me what I need to see, you're not training well.
And you're not even making the bench.
That's not the case. That's not the case with everyone, though.
No,
It's not.
I'm
It's
just
not the
saying.
case,
I'm just saying. You've got to look at it. You've got to look at it from both sides.
It's not the case. Really.
You've got to look at it from both sides, right? You've got to look at if the manager's got a vision in mind. And I agree with T that the biggest issue here is communication.
Yeah.
If you're not showing me what I need to see, I need to tell you that, right? Because how are you going to get better?
Yeah, it's
Are you
like
not
the
a
whole
mind
team.
reader?
It's like the whole team has given you something to do. You're not doing it, so the team ain't telling you to up it. And then they relay to the manager that you're not doing enough to be put in the squad. So, like, how does it work? Like, you're supposed to have the team to push your players to get to that level, not just leave them to their devices. If they make it, they make it. If they don't, they don't.
The biggest thing is communication.
It's 100%
But this
communication.
wouldn't have happened if you just kept your mouth closed in the first place.
Yeah,
but
You shouldn't have done that. I
I
said it
agree.
last
don't-
time.
you don't-
Yes,
you
I
don't
agree
say
with you
that.
on that point. I wouldn't have put
100.
the message out so soon. I'd have gone and knocked on his door first. Had the word
No,
with him.
not
Nah, he means
Sancho.
Ten Hag. He means
Ten
Ten
Hag
Hag.
shouldn't have done that.
But to be fair, he was asked the question in the press
No,
conference.
both of
No,
them
but
should
he
have
doesn't
done
have
it.
to. He
Both
doesn't
of
Both of them
have to.
shouldn't, but you can't say both of them shouldn't have because it started somewhere.
Yeah.
Sancho's
but-
response wouldn't have happened if Ten Hag keeps his mouth
Yeah.
closed.
Two wrongs
but
don't
at
make
the
a
same
right.
time-
Two wrongs
I know,
don't make a right.
exactly,
Two
but-
wrongs don't make
But
a right.
regardless,
Don't.
my point still stands. Regardless of whether he done it or not, if he done it and you feel a way about it,
Talk
go
to
and
him
knock
first.
on his door.
No, but you can't put.
Go and knock on his door
Ima-
and say, "Big man, like,
Imagine being
what's
Sancho.
going on?"
Imagine
you
being
hold more
Sancho.
weight as well.
Exactly.
You hold a lot more
And
weight.
then if I come out, if I come out, then put my message, I can say, well, when I spoke to you, you told me this, but you're going to the press and saying this.
But imagine being Sancho. Them lot have just lost. Because
Exactly.
I wasn't in the squad.
Yeah.
And now you're talking about.
Yeah, why are you talking about me? Yeah,
No,
why-
but now
no,
you're
that's
talking.
real, though.
Now
Why
you're
is that
thinking. Now you're talking about me.
Yeah.
Why? I don't understand.
Yeah.
They've
Yeah.
asked you a question. Yeah, they've asked you a question. He wasn't available.
Yeah, he wasn't in the squad today.
Simple.
We
He
weren't in the
wasn't
squad
available,
today.
or whatever.
You didn't have to
innit?
do
But
that, man.
You don't have to elaborate and start telling
Didn't have
people
to do
about
Elaborate.
what are you talking about?
true, you
Now
didn't have to do that,
everything's
man.
about my mind state now.
Yeah,
Didn't have to do
Am
that,
I
man.
in the right place?
Didn't have to do
Am I
that.
like, what am I doing? Oh, Sancho needs to go. Like,
Didn't have to
I
do that,
didn't
man.
even play. Tell me. Talk about Evans and Maguire.
Yeah,
You
that's what
put
I'm
them on
saying.
and them, like,
That's out
you
of
put
order,
them
man.
lot
Out
on.
of
And
order.
that's all.
To be
Didn't have
fair,
to
he
do
has,
Leave
a
me
right,
out of it.
he has a right to defend himself.
Yeah,
Because
he does.
basically,
He does.
he's gone
I agree
public
as well.
and basically
Shouldn't have
questioned his
done that.
professionalism.
Yeah.
So he's
Shouldn't have
got
done that.
every single right to then go public and defend himself. essentially.
Good on you, Sancho.
Not great for Statement FC at the minute. And last one, like a slight link to Statement FC. Paul Pogba has been provisionally suspended from playing because of an anti-doping offence in Italy. So Pogba returned a test with elevated levels of testosterone after Juve's 3-0 win at Udinese on the 20th of August in a game that he didn't actually play in, which is quite ironic. So we don't know whether it was just a sample when they got to do a B sample or they haven't checked the B sample yet.
Probably the eggs. The eggs in Italy.
But yeah, it's a shame. Like he was just kind of seen to get back to full fitness, and now this has kind of popped up. We don't know what the levels are, what potential bans there could be if he's found guilty.
It's potentially 2 to 4 years.
Yeah, so
Swear.
I don't think I've ever seen a player get done for doping. You know,
Me too.
No, I swear that was cocaine. That one.
That one.
No.
Cocaine.
That wasn't no player.
Okay.
That
was his playing. That wasn't to help him play.
Didn't what's the name get done for doping? Onana.
Did he?
No, didn't he fail a test?
Didn't he have like?
Yeah.
Was he banned for like 6 months or something?
Yeah.
Onana.
Which Onana?
The goalie.
Gonna check now.
The United one.
Yeah, he had some. He had done
2021. Hit with a 12-month ban.
12 months in a row.
For furosemide.
The pregnant wife's medicine. That one again.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
But someone else said something to that. But that was obviously boxing. But it's a breath of fresh air.
So,
I mean, personally, I don't think it was a case of him trying to gain an advantage. I just think he wanted to get back, and he was trying to use the testosterone to aid his recovery. To get back quicker. I could be wrong, but I mean, given his bad injury,
if he is guilty,
it
could have been
Allegedly.
allegedly.
Yeah. It would be a shame if someone like Pogba does get hit in the back.
How old is he now?
Like that, 30.
30.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
I feel like he's not really played for the last 2 years anyway, really.
Since he left. He hasn't. Well, yeah, thank you very much for tuning in and listening. As I said at the start, please like, subscribe, share, comment.
All the good stuff. We do like the comments, man.
Especially
they keep us entertained. They keep us entertained.
Don't forget to share, man. Share alike. If you listen,
repost.
Just pass it on to one person. If you watch, just share the link with one person and get that person to...
Even if you're cussing us.
Exactly.
Send it and cuss us.
Send it and say, look at these guys. Who do they think they are?
Thank you very much. Peace.
Thank you.